by the end of the season, well then well into the playoffs, he's our main talking point for Onyx Philippines going into this.
I mean, it was a very heated discussion from the very start, right? Like, why do we need an import in the Philippines? Why get foreign talent from Indonesia? And now we see why. Because we're rich with good players. And Xavero, just we're so lucky that we're able to find players like these who can fill the shoes of the giants that was left by Kelra. And again, it felt like he did not leave at all, especially with the performance that he's shown us in the past 2 days. It feels like this guy is so damn hard to kill.
Yeah, it was a very big shoe to fill, right? Kelra moving over to Indo, by the way, is making waves as well.
Sir.
And Xavera's doing exactly the same. So I really like what I'm seeing here, but bro, they're up against TLPH. I don't know if you guys know this. I don't think in one best-of-5 series, Carl Dizzy didn't die.
Yeah. Oh man, that maneuver he made yesterday that everybody talked about, where the Suyo immuning the Kadra Divine Judgment. When I saw that too, I stood out of my seat.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh!
Yeah.
Like, it was one of those things, you know? And that just highlights how good they've been on all levels.
And it was also like kept in the shadows, right? Like, not a lot of people saw that play, but that's what makes him the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like, some of these amazing plays we don't even see.
You try to make a play, you try to do something against him, and guess what? He knows how to deal with it time and time again. That's what makes him one of the greatest. Again, let's see if heroes like that are going to be popping up here in game number 1. We're heading to the draft. I'm very excited. Again, MMR players all around. Flying Clouds, of course, going to be chosen here for game 1.
It's Flying Clouds.
Isn't this the undefeated map?
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Liquid has never lost on a Flying Clouds map. And now we see the Fanny and Kalea, full respects on the table. I do want to mention, Hans and Brigitte highlighted something earlier that is very important in this match. I don't think people will prio Zushin, and because of that, TLPH removes the Zushin from the hands of Super Prince because they just don't want to deal with comfort picks on the side of Onyx, even if they have counters against it. Like, Sanji has played Eve 3 times yesterday, but against Super Prince, no. I know like Eve's a good matchup against Zushin, but no, I'm not gonna give you comfort picks.
Yeah, Prince has been amazing. I know we talk a whole lot about Xavero, but Prince has been one of those players to just make it happen a lot of the times for Onyx Philippines. Boxer first pick right away for TLPH.
You know what's crazy?
Not what I expected.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good chance that Carl Dizzy plays it, but also JP has played it during the regular season, I think just once.
Yeah.
And then he went on to like bring back Gacho back in the Rome.
And it worked once for Tracy.
It worked once for Tracy, in day one.
Day one.
I think the Ganon Kacha definitely, Ganon Kacha of JP yesterday was one of the scariest Ganon Kacha games I've seen in my life.
Yeah.
Multiple unbreakables. Paquito showing up, by the way. The way that Sanford played it yesterday, it was very full tank.
Yeah.
Oracle first. Is that really going to be the build for Paquito in the coming days?
I mean, if you're Sanford, I don't think so. Like, this guy likes aggression. He loves playing in the front line, dealing damage. But maybe there's a good chance we see a hybrid come out from Sanford and the Paquito.
Because there's like 2 versions that you saw. You were talking about this on broadcast yesterday, and I was like, yeah, you're right, Rockhard. There has been so far 2 distinct versions of the Paquito, and it just so happens to be in, also these 2 players that are going to be probably contesting it throughout the series.
Yeah, multiple Oracles first pick. That's so interesting. And then we'll see, of course, if that is going to be case here. Harif already locked in for Teddy, another safe goal laner. But to throw this over and complete this draft, we'll throw it over to our on-ground panel.
Maraming salamat sa ating mga casters. Just the first 3 picks na parehas na teams ay nakita na natin ngayon. It's the Baksha finally picked up. Merong Suyo at Harley na nabanggit ang ating mga casters kanina. Pero bakit hindi yun lumabas na ngayon?
Honestly, for me, it feels like aside from it being a major deny pick towards Onyx, dahil nga alam natin isa to sa mga pinaka-napapagana pa rin nila na utility junglers among the other options that are available so far. I think it's also them really capitalizing on the fact na they have this chance to really pick on these other power picks in the side lanes, mainly the Paquito, kasi Onyx themselves, sila na rin naman yung nagtanggal ng Phoveus. So parang there's a huge leeway for them to be more creative in terms of their prio picks. And this Baksha, in a way, pwede mo pa atang i-consider na roam to or flex pick. Kasi there has been a time in the regular season as well where JP has used this in the roam.
I think another point na na-pick up ko from what you said is the Pakito. Kirk has been using this hero for a ton of times during the first 2 days ng ating playoff. So hindi lang siguro yung Baksha yung basta na deny,
Yes,
kahit yung
oo.
Pakito ay nadagdag na rin. So the Harith would obviously give them a little bit more in terms of team fights because from what we're currently seeing, bukas pa yung even. It's gonna be very important na makagalaw
Yeah.
ng paunti-unti itong si Teddy in certain situations na mag-aamok ng team fight yung Onyx PH.
I honestly think that will be a really great option for Onyx dito considering na hindi rin naman siya naban ng Liquid Philippines kasi aside sa isa ito sa parang #1 go-to mid lane picks ni Sanji, being the guy na pinakamaraming beses na siya nagamit, I think 17 times na niyang ginamit this entire season so far. Following him, imagine si Mingguin 6 times pa lang. So talagang isa ito sa mga paborito ni Sanji and this will just help them really set up that box or take away that box na Liquid potentially might want to set up because they already have the Harith and they have means to backline but the Eve kasi thrives on a bit more sustainability as well and survivability considering na yung changes nga in terms of the passive na mas nakakapag-generate ka na lang ng shields as long as napapatama mo yung skills.
You know, I was wondering about Sora potentially open since the Valentina, pero ayun nga, yun ang pinakahuling tinanggal nitong Team Liquid Philippines. So with that being said, even Hylos were some of the things na nakita natin from both Onyx and TLPH. Now it is Onyx's turn para mag-deny nung hero against Sanji na ginamit niya ng paulit-ulit against Smart Omega. So he's gonna have to think of something different here.
Yep. And I'm hoping, or I'm feeling na Liquid won't feel as hesitant pa rin naman to go for a revitalized roamer na in a way maganda rin at magiging helpful para doon sa mga biglaang gustong maging pasok ng Onyx dito. I think the Hylos is actually still available. There you go. And they pair it together with the Kimi. Ito siguro yung surprise for me na I did not totally expect to come in.
Wow.
But what about a bigger surprise from Onyx?
Welcome back! It's been a while. This is a Kirk hero. Again, mas nakikita natin si Kirk ngayon na gumagamit ng mga damage-dealing XP laners with a bit of sustain this time, courtesy of the Edith. Super fans, you can scan the QR code and predict the match winner correctly for a chance to win 1,000 MLBB Diamonds. Bree, we are up for a series here. Both teams nakasecure sila ng comfortable picks. First things first in Game 1.
These are really hot picks na nakuha rin ng Liquid in terms of the playoffs specifically. So, let's see how this will pair out when it comes to the game.
And that leaves us with one question. San Juan, handa na ba lahat? Casters, take it away.
It is the biggest ticket for today on the line. Onyx Philippines and Team Liquid Philippines. One team goes to Paris. Who will it be? Let's find out in this best of 5.
Well, you know, looking at this draft, this first game anyway, some interesting things come through, you know, that we talked about, even getting to that point where, yes, the Pakito is there, JP on the Hylos. This is very standard things. You know, this is a shade of what TLPH showed us even seasons ago when Carl TZ being on the Baksha. Again, it could have been swerved, but he just happens to go with it. Brusco's going to go in and annoy Carl TZ just a bit, but I don't know. What do you think about this? Midnight, you shook your head a little bit on that debut pick. Kirk bringing it back.
No, but I do like the Edith. You know, I love the idea of Edith here because he shuts down effectively 4 heroes on the side of TFPH. This used to be good against Baxia, used to be good against Pakito, Harith, and Hylos. The Kimi, we still don't know yet, but ideally 4 heroes on the side of TLPH gets easily countered by the Edith. What I shook my head on was the draft for Liquid. Like, we don't see this comp usually come out from the cavalry.
Kind of old school a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, and there's 4 magic, dude.
This is very old school as
There's
well.
4 magic.
In the sense of, you know, Kirk used to have the Edith as an MMR hero as well.
Yes, and also just think about this, gentlemen. Like, Edith thrives on defense items, right?
Yeah.
And with Radiant Armor, he stacks up. There's 4 magic guys on the side of Liquid. So I don't know about this. I don't know. Maybe we see one guy carry it out from Onyx, but for TLPH, they have to play super fast.
It's just so weird thinking about Baksha being the magic guy. You know?
I mean,
like,
it's true.
it is. I'm just saying, it's weird to think about him being, you know, magic damage.
So yeah.
But first turtle's up here. They'll go ahead and get control of it. We'll see if Onyx actually wants to fight this, but King Kong, he'll try to just go for the retro battle. JP, the one to secure it. They lock down King Kong. He goes down first. They're gonna go for Brusco next. That's easy pickings for Team Liquid off the first turtle.
All right, timing was a little off there on that retribution.
Yeah.
It was not a retry kill.
Yeah, and the knockup was on point from Brusco, but Hylos was there securing that turtle for TLPH. But even then, the setup was amazing from the cavalry that, that counter engage with the Hylos as well as the other members of TLPH just frontlining for the Baxia. But yeah, Onyx Philippines, they had the right idea. It's just that, again, the retribution wasn't really on point from King Kong.
Yeah, that's rare to say, especially with the games that we saw yesterday. In most games in Onyx 1, King Kong was on the Leomord.
Yeah.
So what's up with that? We're definitely seeing a little bit more disruption coming in from TLPH, considering, Hylos is in the play.
Yeah. Ooh, what the? Sanford is level 7 against level 4
Yeah.
Edith. What is this?
I just saw that too. I was like, well, he just hit 5, but still, like he's still capped. I don't know what happened, man. Like,
What in the world happened on EXP?
Did he double up on mid? He didn't, right?
no, I don't. I think he just. I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to look back because I'm actually surprised by that.
This is my first time seeing this, gentlemen. I'm not gonna lie. It's 3 minutes. Usually XP laners are just, getting 6, maybe going past level 6. But level 7 against level 5. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Is it because maybe our junglers are slowed up a little bit? Usually it's junglers ahead in XP, right?
No. I think Sanford took all the EXP crab and then turtle buff and then got 1 kill. Maybe stole a bit of a minion in mid lane.
Yeah, he could have.
That's the only explanation, right?
That advantage already, gives him a bit of a lead to work with, and this is kind of what you see happening here with the Paquito in Sanford's hands.
I'm so confused.
He's gonna run a calculator later on.
Yeah, I will review this game after this match.
Yeah, where all of this is coming from and what it's all leading to is, of course, this turtle, who is now, of course, boxed out very confidently by TLPA. Carl TZ up on front, JP. Almost impossible to get through this guy without, suffering some major damage. Kirk is here, though.
Kirk swings up, so even more so is he going to be delayed because Sanford he got the call, just chill in the lane, that's fine.
Hunter Strike locked in.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? We talk about like lack of damage from TLPH earlier. Now they don't even need a 4 magic guy. They have Sanford.
Yeah.
Massive physical damage from the oh, good dodge.
Good dodge. A lot of extra gold there to him, too.
A little bit of extra gold. And again, you're right. Maybe the profile is, you know what, go ahead. Try to build up the Radiant Armors. They're trying to bait it, maybe.
He is #1, actually, in terms of gold farm.
Oh my
Oh
god.
my
TLPH.
What the hell?
So that's the answer. We don't need any more physical damage. We got Sanford.
Sanford's going to be able to cover all of that.
Yeah.
Right?
That's why they try to set something up here. You can see Brusco seeing if they can make a play on Sanford because they see this, how he's scaling up. They're actually going to push him off turret for now. So despite being level 9, they'll trade cross-map turrets, tier 1. So Sanford won't be able to do anything about that.
Yeah, but it's a bit of an awkward force for Onyx Philippines. They left the Harith alone in the top lane. It's a trade that is, for TLPH kind of okay.
Because he's the gold laner now,
Yeah,
man,
that's
in terms of gold.
In fact, he is the actual gold laner, so it's kind of favorable for TLPH that Onyx did this because you gave a lot of space for the Harith, which also brings them a lot of power spike in the mid game.
Yeah, the gold is going to the right person.
Yeah.
Right? And for TLPH, I mean, Sanford already pretty rich.
Yeah, on paper, the right guy.
On paper. So we'll see. Maybe later on he'll still be the rich guy, depending on how this game goes. Obviously, the mid trio from Onyx still very, very controlling. We still have that Brusco, very scary on the show, so can't really say anything quite yet, but everyone's getting a lot of free farm.
Yeah, this is the difficult part here. Brusco actually going to get stunned, has G Kundo out. Exactly what I was going to say is the hard part for Brusco is trying to actually look for an angle or an opening. Who are you going to kick? Yeah. Carl TZ on the Baksha? Is it going to be JP on the Hylos? These entry points is also why it's so difficult for King Kong to really contest this and just try to go in for the retribution with a Phantom Seed, and it looks like they're just too late to every one of the turtles.
Yeah, it's just, these comps that TLPH built, they play it very, very good because just the prod and poke alone is so sufficient for TLPH that it takes a lot of attention away from Onyx.
Super Prince already has a flicker. They're just putting pressure on the purple buff. Kirk will take a couple shots from Sanford, but they just continue to just squeeze down on the necks of Onyx right now in game one. 7 minutes in, they have control up to this point. King Kong will at least get his buff though.
Yeah, this game feels like a really bad mismatch, especially on the XP, where you see Kirk just running all the time.
Yeah.
And again, they're not able to utilize this Cho.
Yeah, not just the the EXP mismatch, but overall tempo and team fight as well. Because Onyx, they're looking to fight, especially with the Eve, the Leomords, or Sanford.
Oh, a little bit of damage here on Severo. Severo might have to be a little careful, but meanwhile, Carl Teasy is actually getting quite low as well. Here's the clapback though, the counter punch. Brusco should be able to escape, but Sanford goes in with a 1-2 again. Sitting on another kill, and this is not going to be good for Kirk as he falls. A double for Sanford.
Wow, an insane performance from the Apex Predator. Whatever hero it is, he always stands at the top, and now he is the actual carry for TLPH.
Yeah, that title is not just a title anymore. He is showing it in this game.
Do they want to go in with this? Flying Cloud's going to bring them to the fight. King Kong has the Phantom Seed. Brusco trying to go in for a possible kick, but just couldn't get the angle. They're just trying to desperately hold on to the tier 2 turret, and it could be bad. Sanford finally shut down. Kirk popped the Primal Wrath. He's able to get a kill on Carl Deasy, but now it's Teddy, the true gold laner, to get a double kill.
Man, I love it. Teddy to the rescue here for TLPH with a beautifully placed Zaman Force.
This is so annoying for Onyx Philippines. Like, the way Team Liquid fights, they poke and poke and poke until you make a mistake, and then they go all in. But even if you punish, let's say you punish Sanford, now you kill him. You use all your resource just to deal with one guy. Now there's 4 more heroes left. You gotta deal with Teddy, you gotta deal with Sanji, and there's 2 meat shields as well, who also deal damage on the form of the Boxia.
That's exactly the story of that one, because after after Teddy arrived, they had no bullets in the barrel. They did not have any ultimates to use on him.
They're like, pack it up, boys.
Yeah.
We don't have any firepower left.
Yeah, and that's a great play. That's a great play. Yesterday, they were using Teddy as bait a lot to force team fights, and now it's the other way around. It's Teddy coming in later to the games and just showing off what he got, and they just don't have enough to deal with him.
Yeah. And this is the best part about Liquid's playstyle, right? Like, people just know when to go in, when they're not supposed to go in, if they need to wait, or if they have to go. Like, sometimes you would see Team Liquid Philippines go with 5 members. They would just all jump. But there are games where you see Carl TG suiciding first, JP baiting a lot of skills and spells, and then Sanford and Teddy comes in to finish the job. And in this game, it's the same thing. Like, Sanford is I would say, like, he's the center of attention here for TLPH. Once he's forced a lot of the skills on the side of Onyx Philippines, then the Harris gets to play the game.
I think you're right, especially right now where Sanford is the main physical damage dealer of TLPH. Everyone's wearing those shiny Radiant armors, right?
Yep.
Everyone's trying to buff up against magic damage. Now it's going to be up to Sanford to really deliver that damage.
All right, first base push in, traction pulse thrown out. The shield is still up. Everything will be dropped down here in the mid lane to walk this Lord for this turret. Even with this kind of lead, they're still going to have to hold on because that Lord will be cleared out after the 1 charge into the turret. And that's about all TLPH is going to get, plus some buffs here.
Yeah, good trigger discipline coming out from the Eve. If Super Friends used the ult there, then TLPH might have gone for more. But this is very important for Onyx. They need to wait for the perfect opportunity for Super Friends to land the real world manipulation. But it's kind of hard against these mobile heroes and durable frontliners of TLPH. They can just slowly chip on the turrets here with the Chrono Dashes and of course the hits coming out from the Kimi, and it's also buying time for the actual carry of TLPH. The Kimi is farming up a lot of gold right now, which is going to be a bit of a problem for Onyx, especially that they don't have the Edith as the answer.
That's right, the Edith, if you try to go in, you're probably going to get punished so hard. So you're right, Sanji, he's been very silent, right? He's been the one who's ramping up slowly and slowly while everyone's hunting down Sanford. Watch out for this guy. He's cooking.
Yeah, Sanji already in the curve here, buying an item that will protect him, protect himself from the Claude with the Wind of Nature. This is going to allow the Kimi to just stand tall in fights and then man up against a lot of the physical damage coming out from Onyx.
Yeah, it's really interesting just the way that Sanji's been able to play this Kimi. Again, a hero that doesn't pop up too often in our current meta, you know, aside from certain teams or certain players that will bring it to the front. But The way he's playing it, whether it's that little bit of a stun that you get or just the ability to go ahead and throw out the traction pulse, has been enough so far for him to actually have quite a big impact in some of these team fights. So that's what's, why it's such an obstacle for Brusco or even Kirk to an extent to try to get something set up for Onyx. They have to be completely reactive this entire game.
Yeah, and to add to that, this mix-up from Sanford, right? Like, you know when Sanford's playing the Paquito, he goes full damage. But because he understands that he's just a bait in this game, he's literally just opening up the game for the Harith, for the Kimmy. He went for the hybrid Queen's Wings and then the War Axe into the Chastise Pauldron, I believe, for the Paquito. This is going to allow the Paquito to be more of a utility damage dealer, you know, using the shields from the first skill and also the knock-up from then the enhanced ult. And Onyx, it's kind of hard for them to fight into this because how do you actually fight this Paquito?
Here, that's exactly what we were talking about earlier, where you kind of are wondering what's the direction Sanford's going to go, because he is the only major physical damage for TLPH, right? So now, well, everyone, again, I'm trying to look at the items, right? Most people are just on Radiant. He's just trying to bait it out. I think he's going to skip Oracle, and I think maybe go for Chastise on this one, or Dominance Ice.
I mean, I think he does go Chastise straight into Imo.
Imo, okay.
For the Paquito, because you just want to survive this initial team fight from Onyx where they use Phantom Steed, they use Reload Manipulation. If you're able to go past that, then essentially you're winning the team fight.
You're probably not dying anyway, so good luck with that, especially with Queen's Wings.
Lord charging in the mid. Sanford takes a couple shots. He doesn't have the ammo yet, so he's got to be careful. Karl'Tezi also going quite low.
Oh.
They're trapped in the real-world manipulation from Super Prince.
Wow.
He's got his own immortality picked up now, so Karl'Tezi is going to be fine, but a well-handled defense from Onyx Philippines. They deal with another Lord, buy some more time, and that's exactly what they need.
Yeah, and you see the problem for Onyx, right? They use everything on the Baxia, and they've only managed to bring him down to 25%. With the Tortoise Puissance, this is a big problem for Onyx.
Again, it's not done. We do have rounds of minions they still need to deal with. This could be a ticket for TL.
Oh, whoa, Severo getting checked. He's got to go heal back up here. But nonetheless, Onyx continues to clear out these waves.
Ooh, that's split.
Sanford attacking up top. Yep, they've got to split it. That's the only way they can deal some damage to these base turrets of Onyx.
Yeah, again, it's kind of hard because there's always the threat of the real-world manipulation into the Blazing Duet of Severo. So for TLPH, they can only chip away some damage on the turrets. But in the next few minutes of the game, Onyx is going to be able to find farm on their scaling heroes. But the problem is, again, it's all about the team fight. TLPH, they're primarily focused on winning a fight right now, especially for this upcoming Lord fight. If Onyx waits it out, I think they can give this Lord to TLPH and then maybe defend and then get to the point where Severo just becomes massive.
That's right. We did see that earlier a good time.
Oh,
wait a second.
Oh, the kit going to be used. Briscoe has to flicker defensively out. He was caught in a bad angle. That's trying to set up, so he goes down. They're going to force the fight anyway. Under the turret. Flickers used from Onyx. They lose Brusco. It was an attempt, and it didn't work out for Onyx.
Yeah, this is Liquid special, you know? Like, they understand Onyx might force something. The moment they step away outside their base, TLPH, they're gonna look to punish. Because you know why? They're already at an advantage. If we force battle spells on the side of Onyx, then we're much stronger in the next fight.
Yep. All that results in that top turret falling down. So TLPH just playing the macro game. They've maintained a really healthy gold lead up to this point, but like you said, Midnight, this Lord's gonna come here in a couple seconds. Onyx will probably just have to choose.
Yeah,
we just defend.
It's pretty rough because 64 seconds on Flicker for Super Prince, man. They're not gonna have tools to contest this.
Again, that's why if you were Onyx earlier, the better decision would have been to just give the Lord, stay in base, hold back, and then maybe reserve these battle spells. Now, TLPH, again, Liquid Classic, the moment you step out the base, the plan is for TLPH for some battle spells. Then the next time we fight, we're hella stronger. And now, because of this, Onyx is forced. They didn't take they didn't make the choice to give the Lord. They're forced to give the Lord, and now TLPH will get another layer of advantage for their side because now they get to push waves without battle spells on the side of Onyx.
That's true. Despite the 10k gold lead or 11k gold lead, though, I feel like Onyx can still fight back. as long as, again, the real world is very, very well placed, as long as maybe Brusco can make a pick happen on Teddy,
Severo's
maybe.
locked in, man.
I mean,
He just picked up his Malefic Roar,
he
last
can
item.
fight. This guy can fight. They've got damage.
See if they can do it. Onyx on the defense again. Another Lord, third one of the game. Immortality's in play now for Brusco. They to clear this out. Glorious Pathway drops down. It could come down to this as Brusco. Immortality already popped. He's gone out of the picture, and the base is going to be locked down. But they have to get through the real-world manipulation of Super Prince. Sanford took out King Kong with a punch to the face. And Onyx looked to be able to defend, but Teddy will capitalize another kill. The last turret goes down. 4 members of Team Liquid are still alive. Super Prince and Kirk will do their best, but the base is so low, and they'll take game 1 against Onyx Philippines.
Classic stampede from the Cavalry. The boys in blue take game number 1 in a specific Liquid style.
That was a stampede if I've ever seen one, ending the game with 11,000 gold lead against Onyx Philippines. They did not give them any room to breathe.
All because Onyx stepped out the base, forced some battle spells. TLPH initiated the last fight. They were able to take out the Cho before he was able to land any kick. Guess why? He had no flicker.
Yeah, no flicker means no fight. No fight for Super Prince means there's just nowhere for them to fight and where for them to go.
Yeah, it was a good attempt given how bad the early and even the mid game went for Onyx Philippines. They were just, the game plan was let's hold on for as long as we can with this kind of lineup that is built for base defenses. And there was a moment of it, but when you're thinking about at that point, third Lord in, Sanford, he was the guy to start things up, especially this Paquito. It did wonders for them, and then that's the thing you mentioned, Midnight. It kept them guessing on who do we have to worry more about? Right? Was it Sanford? Was it Teddy? Is it even Carl Teasy to an extent? Like Sanji even was low key about it.
And Onyx Philippines, like again, they were left questioning, you know, their whole reality. Like, who do we pressure?
Yeah.
Who do we go on to? And then they figured out, okay, we gotta stop this Paquito. And then Sanford pivoted. I'm pretty sure if they were like leading by 6k gold, like by 5 minutes, he would go full damage. But because Onyx pivoted their attention towards this EXP lane, now he realized that, okay, there's an actual threat against my life. Let me just build utility. Let me just build some defense, survive team fights, provide utility for the Kimi and the Harriet, and it opened up the game for TFPH, where every single fight that Onyx forced, there's no actual real target for the Sonics, because how do you kill this Paquito? When you get his HP down to 30%, the HP threshold kicks in from the Queen Swings, and then you get more layers of skills or combos from the Paquito, which is going to become more of a problem for Onyx, because now you got to deal with damage reduction, spell vamp, increase spell vamp, more damage, and then that's just one hero. You also have to worry about Zaman Force, have to worry about Glorious Pathway, have to worry about the Kimi just hitting her in backlight.
Dude, they're 16-0 now on Flying Clouds.
Flying Clouds? Oh my lord.
Well,
Oh
what
my
can we
lord.
say? That's just how they play, right? They play fast, they go back to the lane fast, they take these fights relatively.
Yeah.
How do you even beat them on this map?
I don't know.
I didn't know horses can fly, man. I guess they're Pegasuses now.
Unicorns.
Unicorns.
Yeah, dude, look at this Boxer Shield Unity from. Oh, okay, we didn't see it, but the moment Savero used the winner crown, Conteasy rolled around, waited for the perfect timing, because Savero could have flickered out, by the way, like if he was spamming the button, but the timing on the landing from the Boxer Shield Unity was so damn perfect that Savero couldn't react.
It might have been inhuman reaction if he.
I mean, he's a goat.
So
we saw that yesterday with
Divine Judgment,
right? So
Inhuman reflex.
inhuman indeed, and we did see him fall once in this game. Just one death, I think.
Yeah.
He's a boss. Yeah.
I was like, as a Baksha, I think that's warranted, you know?
It happens.
Look how much he tanked up, man.
Yeah,
147,000 damage.
If he didn't die this game, I don't know, bro. I bid other regions good luck, you know, because this is actually quite scary. Like, if you're Onyx or any other team in the world, like, the question in our minds right now is, how do you beat Liquid?
Yeah.
Yeah, you might actually be an in-game god. So, again, at least we did prove that gods can bleed, if ever there are any in this game. And in the 10-3 scoreline, though, Onyx was just dug in so deep. It was very difficult for them to claw back in.
Yeah.
And again, Brusco drafted into the show. We didn't see any major play from it, which is very unusual.
Yeah,
if
that's-
Brusco and Cho, usually something happens.
That's why I was saying, you know, there's like this instance where it's like, you got to think about how difficult it is to be a Cho and try to get through that front line that Team Liquid had. You know, it's like, I don't know where we saw maybe that I can think of 1 or 2 attempts, and he had to do so much to try to get the kick the right way, and it didn't go the right way. And then he was caught out and separated from the team.
Yeah.
So that's just one of those things where, again, like Brusco, he's an amazing Cho player, but in this instance, what are you going to do? You have so many things working against that kit and what your potential setup is on the Cho here for Brusco.
Yeah, the high-lows, Kimi, the Baksha, a lot of cancel, and just overall, the playstyle of Liquid. Like, how do you isolate a member when they're playing as 5?
Yeah, playing as 5, I think it's just not a question of just one guy doing everything. It's a question of how do I break up the synergy of these 5 members here from TLPH, which just demolishes so many teams. So many teams have just proven that they can't really deal with it quite yet. And hoping maybe in game number 2, they might have an answer. But for now, they did get that game 1 victory. MPL fans, you know that we have a new beast in Land of Dawn with the Infinix GT Watch 5 Pro on your wrist. Exactly right here. It's beautiful, Naisu. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. GT Buds 5.5 in your ears and the GT5 Pro in your hands. You can now unleash the liquid cooling beast powered by HydroFlow liquid cooling. And that's not just those lines moving. Those are actual liquid. That's actual liquid cooling. So no lag, no heat, pure cool, pure speed every game.
And as our gift for our MPL superfans out there, Infinix is launching an exclusive payday sale from May 27th all the way to the 31st. So you got a couple days left with 30% off. Just scan the QR code right there and grab these Sulit deals.
Yeah, and for those MPL fans here at the venue, enjoy the exclusive GT50 Pro pre-order with 11,999 pesos worth of freebies and discount, including an Infinix MPL jacket plus the 10 first pre-orders of the day. The daily orders from Infinix booth will get free Grand Finals tickets, by the way. Grand Finals tickets. So don't miss out. Okay, go get your orders now, and maybe we see you here. So get your Infinix today.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited for that. Hopefully we'll see you in the grand finals. Of course, you have to dominate the Land of Dawn. You need a connection that never lets you down. From scouting rotations to tracking the pros, stay online and in the zone.
Power up with Smart Power All 99. You get 10 gigabytes of data for MLBB and your favorite apps, plus unlimited FB calls and texts. Share every GG moment with Smart, the simply reliable partner of MPL. Grab it while you guys can. You can combine all these, by the way, if you guys have been thinking about it. If you've been joining us for like all the regular season, everything we've thrown out there, you know, and all I know that's later. But even SIP, like, stay hydrated, dude. Like,
Exactly.
you know what I mean?
We
gotta stay hydrated.
It's a full setup.
It's a
It's
full
beautiful.
setup, man.
So, let's talk about tail of tape here. Game 1 was night and day. Sanford versus Kirk. I mean, you saw what happened.
Yeah, level 7 to level 4, man. Like, what can you say?
What happened? Like,
I don't even know. I don't know. Like, if you ask me right now, all I'm gonna say is I don't know. Maybe I need some 5 minutes to review what happened in game number 1, because I've never seen an XP laner that gap before.
3 levels.
3 levels above.
Yeah.
After first turtle,
Yeah.
like, what the hell?
In jungle, it's pretty easy to happen because if you
Yes.
deny big jungle camp,
Yes.
But in XP laner, they're basically getting the same XP every time.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
like being in different weight classes, man. Think how slow Edith feels. And then you've got the champ
Yep.
like across from you, you know? Champ stancing all over you.
Yeah, I pity Kurt, honestly. Like, I don't want to be in that situation because the whole nation saw the 3 level cap, and then now you gotta play like Edith. Oh, I don't jump, I don't initiate, and then this guy has like 9 million dashes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just a reminder, this is first seed versus third seed, by the way, so pretty decent win rate for, obviously, first seed usually gets championship. Usually, we have a 58.8% win rate on that one. Third seed does get it too sometimes.
Yeah, but the sad part is the last time a third seed won, it was TLPH. So if you're Onyx, all the stats are stacked against you.
How do you think that feels for most of the teams? Every time we have these amazing stats throughout the seasons, it's like, yeah, it was TLPH.
It's all
TLPH.
liquid.
It's like, you know what I mean?
TLPH.
Like,
Come on, guys.
like,
That is
Maybe
insane.
next time we make MPL TLPH.
Yeah, and by the way, that third seed, they swept Aurora.
Stop.
hey,
Wow.
I don't know if it's true, but maybe that's why it's liquid cooling beast. I don't know.
Maybe.
Maybe. I don't know. I
Infinix,
don't know.
are you
They're
doing
onto
this?
something. They're
Are you
onto
doing
something.
this? So yeah, so far, again, trying not to get too much into it, but it is Lockstep and Stampede, man. Games done so far.
It's Liquid again.
It's another Liquid stat. I don't know. I guess they just have so many dominating stats. We have to break it
Oh
down
my
one by one
lord.
midnight. What can I say?
I mean, it's the fastest game of the league, right? Like 10-28, TLPH versus TNC, and then it was matched yesterday by TLPH again and again and again against Omega, which is funny because, like, I believe this was also the fastest series last season.
Yeah.
It was also TLPH versus TNC. It's all Liquid again.
This is actually crazy though. Games won under 12 minutes. They've won 8 games. And so some people wonder why we say Liquid Stampede and why that's such a signature way that they play in the end games. That's why.
It's
12,
fast.
12 minutes under, and you got 8 games in that stat alone. Like, I mean, that's crazy.
And that's why the word Stampede always comes to mind, is because it
Copy.
feels like we're getting rushed. Like, we, as casters, sometimes we have like a certain tempo
Yeah.
where the game should be at this point by this minute.
Mm-hmm.
They just exceed expectations most of the time, man.
Yeah.
That's why it just feels like a Stampede over and over.
I'm actually speechless because, like,
You're out of stats?
I'm thinking, you know, I'm a coach, right? If I'm in the league, if I'm in the same league as TLPH, I don't want to be in the same spot, man. Like,
Yeah, it's
Like you're trying to draft against him, trying to fight against him.
yeah, it feels like we're just dodging a 10-minute game.
Yeah, it's one of those things where, again, when you have a team this strong, this dominant, you really have to start to look at where can you focus on dismantling what makes Team Liquid so strong. I think
Yeah.
that's the main objective for a lot of teams that are fighting against them, and there's been shades of it, right? There's been a shade of a team figuring it out here and there, but can you consistently do that to potentially, win the championship here against them? Because the way they've been playing, like I said, a lot of people are saying, we'll see them in the grand finals. We'll see them in Paris. Like, that's how it feels, man. Even the stats.
Yeah, especially if they don't show their weak point anytime soon. Like,
Exactly.
It's probably going to be a one-way ticket to Paris. But for now, let's start with our on-ground panels. We're going to break it down even further.
It's been a really intense game number 1. Pero syempre, babalik nga tayo sa kasiyahan dito sa on-ground panel. May kasama rin tayong maghahatid talaga ng saya. Introducing TNC Pro Team's coach, Eto Max!
Hello.
Kumusta,
Hello.
coach? Kumusta, coach? Ano mga pinagkakaabalahan natin recently?
Ngayon, nanonood lang ako ng playoffs. Ganda kasi ng mga laban. Siyempre, para maging pa rin. Updated pa din.
And Eto Max, we're really happy to have you here. In
Thank you.
fact, we're finally gonna get some expert insight. Kasi syempre, pag nanggagaling sa amin ni Bri, it's somewhat credible, but it's more credible if coming from you. So, first things first, ano bang meron sa First Turtle ngayon? Kasi pinag-usapan namin yun ni Bri kanina, it's Team Liquid Philippines. Doon sila nagbibuild ng kanilang momentum from start para matapos sila ng mas mabilis. So, what's with the First Turtle now?
Siguro yung sa Liquid naman, alam naman natin na before pa lang, yun talaga yung nila, parang identity nila, yung first start. Once na makuha nila yun, alam natin nila laruin connected, yung pwedeng magandang gawin after nun. Ngayon lang, parang mas na-adapt na siya ng ibang teams since yung Liquid, sila yung nasa taas. Siyempre, kailangan i-adapt na mapigilan yung first start. Kasi sobrang ganda makuha talaga ng first start ngayon dahil nga sa level din ng roamer. Yun, pag once na makuha mo siya, mauna mag-level 4 yung roamer. So, after mo makuha, sabihin natin i-contest, pwede pa kayo mag-force ng team fight or mag-invade. Maraming pwedeng makonect. Or kung hindi man nila contestin yung first start, madediretso naman sila sa jungle nila. So, maraming kakonect na play. Kaya sobrang importante niya.
I see. Kaya siguro maski kahapon, no, Hans? Lahat tayo nakita natin kung gaano ka ipinaglaban ng Team Liquid Philippines. Makuha pa rin yung isang turtle despite the level gap that was already existing between Carl and the opposing jungler. Now, pwede naman ata tayong maging game-specific, Coach Tomax, kasi nakikita kita dito, nakaupo ka banda sa harap eh.
Oo, correct.
Napanood mo harap-harapan ang mga kaganapan dito. And let's start with the draft, I guess, no? So, merong mga really interesting yung Pakito, guaranteed given naman na yan, na naging mainit siya sa playoffs. Pero why do you think did Onyx decide to go for the Edith pick?
Tingin ko yung edit pick, siyempre alam naman natin yung Pakito, sobrang meta niya talaga ngayon dahil sa buff din, yung pwede ka na magka-armor sa clips. So yung sustainability niya, sobrang ganda. Tapos, yung edit, ang tingin ko dyan, since hero din ni Kirk yan dati parang isa sa mga main hero niya. Usual siya pantapat sa Pakito and pan lane. since yung Pakito sumusugod, tapos si Edit counter ko, parang yun siguro yung naging tingin ko, kaya nila pinik yun. Naghanap sila ng hero na pwedeng pantapat kay Pakito. Siguro yun yung naisip nila.
Okay, so medyo malalim na hugot
Oo,
yun
malalim na
based
hugot.
on Kirk's
Parang
hero
ganun.
pool. We've witnessed it so many times from while they were here. Pero eto Max, nabanggit mo din sa akin last time na it's kind of a bit of a stretch. Looking at it, hold your horses. First seed, Team Liquid Philippines is 1-3 in the upper bracket finals. Tanging F-Cup lang ang kanilang natalo. But being in the upper bracket, what would you say dun sa mga sinasabi ng tao na both blessing din siya at curse in a sense? Like, meron bang momentum or meron bang nasa stop pa yon dahil medyo malamig ka pa bago mag-umpisa? What usually happens
At
there?
tingin ko, para sa akin, may factor din yun na paglaro ka ng play-ins, manalo ka doon, makalusot ka. Sobrang laking bagay din na momentum, lalo sa team na ganyang kalakas yung kalaban. Siyempre, minsan kasi yung playoffs, yung meta dyan, nag-iiba. So, kung kayo yung una nakalaro, mas makakapa nyo kung ano yung naging meta sa series nyo. Mas alam nyo yung sino yung mga priority, ganyan. In comparison na waiting ka lang, papanoorin mo lang, doon ka lang magbe-base. So, possible may factor din talaga siya once na naglaro ka sa play-ins. Pero, yung ano naman, depende naman yan sa mindset ng waiting na team. Ngayon, kung sa scrims pa lang, same lang naman yung meta, papasok ng playoffs. So, sabihin natin wala masyado nagbago. Mas ano pa rin, mas pabor pa rin sa kanila kasi mapapanood nila yung naglaro ng play-ins. So, depende talaga siya. Kaya possible yung sinabi mo na pwedeng curse, pwedeng maganda.
Yeah. And Onyx naman, on the other hand, no, 3-1 din ang nakita natin na record nila when it comes to the play-ins or yung upper bracket din naman na pinag-uusapan natin earlier on. I think yung parang naaalala ko dyan, yung kung ano yung nakikita mo sa lower bracket runs na may init na teams.
And you know what? Familiar siya dun.
Oo.
Because TNC came from the play-ins. Same with Onyx for this season. Pero ngayon, they're fighting all through it. So the idea is what? What's probably the scenario here? Galing ka sa play-ins, Onyx Philippines, this is the scenario. Best case scenario siguro to para sa kanila. Sobrang steamroll nung first two matches, but what do they have to do para kahit papano ay mapigilan or ma-stop nila yung momentum na meron ng TLPH?
Siguro para sa akin yung mga experience na nangyari sa kanila sa 2 series na nilaro nila, kailangan nilang hugutin yon. Ano yung mga bagay na natutunan nila sa series na yon na pwede nilang ma-apply talaga. Yun kasi yung magiging advantage eh. Una mo makakapa yung mas malilinis mo yung mga laro mo, may pwede ka pang i-adjust, may pwede ka matutunan. Yun yung kailangan nilang ma-apply talaga
Okay.
sa laban na to.
Ayan, and speaking of immediately, kailangan na nating makitang ma-apply ang lahat ng yan dahil papasok na tayo sa draft for game number 2. The bans seem quite different, I'd say, compared to what we were able to see pagdating dun sa kanina. Do you still think na Baksha Pride? Ayun na nga.
Yeah.
oh.
Same yung pinili. Kumbaga second pick pa rin yung
Oo.
Wait,
Onyx.
Ayan
ito
na.
yung deny ngayon.
Deny.
Ito yung sinasabi mo kanina na Claude.
Ang
Huy!
bilis.
Huy!
Ang bilis. Ang bilis ng reaction. Tingin ko predicted nila na aagawin yung Pakito. Pero, syempre, Benedetta, typical na 50-50 matchup yan. Season 7 meta pa yan eh. Edward, Rencho, yung mga ganyang heroes, di ba? Pakito, Bene, napalitan. Expected nila na yung Pakito madedenay. Yung Bene, auto-pick na kay Sanford dyan kahit anong mangyari.
So ito
Same
siguro
pattern.
yung mangyayari din sana kanina.
Yup.
Kung kinuha ng Onyx sa first 2 picks etong Pakito. So parang nakaramdam ata sila. Pero ngayon sabi nila, hindi, sige, kunin na natin yung Pakito.
Tapos sinalupan nila yung Harith, still keeping it within this lineup. Kumbaga nakita natin na-sense natin kung bakit pinili ng Onyx Philippines na mag-red side sila kasi gusto talaga nilang i-deny right from the start. But then, Benedetta ang naging pick-up dito. So it's still the same damage dealing scenario na ngayon, meron pa rin silang panibagong pantapat dun sa Claude and H. So we'll be filling up this lineup. Talk to us about this first 3 picks ng Onyx PH.
Sa akin yung Chu pick, medyo mahirap bitawan kasi yan once na makita mo yung Baksha na bibigay mo. Auto-pick mo talaga yan as a roamer kasi medyo pili lang yung roamer na maganda against kay Baksha eh. So yan, isa siya sa pinakamagandang pantapat sa Baksha yung Chu kasi pwede mong dodge yung gulong. Kasi yun yung malaking factor kay Baksha yung gulong. So pwede niyang i-dodge. kontrolin yung mapa. So yan. Ang tingin kong plano ng Onyx dito, possible maglabas sila ng mga ibang jungle heroes na pantapat sa Baksha sa ilalim. Possible mga Suyo, Lancelot, Pretrin, mga ganyan. Depende sa ano.
Okay, so kumbaga, ang nagiging dating ngayon ng draft ng Onyx so far ay puro dive talaga.
Oo,
Yun ba yung
ganyan.
nakikita mong idea na gusto nilang
medyo tapat-tapat lang din eh. Yung Baksha, bibigay nila, dedenay nila yung Pakito Claude. Tapos tinapatan lang din naman ng TLPH ng Bene tsaka Harry.
Grabe, coach, naramdaman mo.
Ayan, Lancelot, Binan. Good ban yan sa side ng TL. Medyo naramdaman siguro nila dyan. Siguro, Suyo, pwede Nolan. Possible din, Nolan. Kasi sobrang bilis mag-farm ng Nolan eh.
Yeah,
So, possible gumanda rin yun sa side ng Onyx. Tingnan natin kung magiging option nila yun. Pero, kasi Pakito, damage siya, di ba?
Yup.
So, di ko sure kung sobrang compatible siya kung papasokan mo ba ng damage jungle na
That's true.
assassin.
Actually.
So, yun yung medyo titignan natin. Pero ito, good ban to sa side ng Onyx, yung Hylos tsaka Gatot. Kanina kasi nung nag-choose sila, nakapag-pick pa ng Hylos si JP.
Yes.
Correct.
Sobrang hirap ng mag-choose sa Hylos talaga. Kaya maganda na binan nila yan.
And ito, Max, in addition, we saw yesterday, or in fact, yung mga junglers na minsan pinapanta pa talaga dito sa Baksha, yung Fredrin na
Yeah.
madalas
Oo.
nating nakikita. So since nabanggit mo nga na damage dealing yung Pakito and yung Claude, is there a possibility that they go utility o dapat ba mag-double down ka talaga completely dun sa mga damage dealing assassins? Gaya nung Lancelot at posibleng Nola na ibaban ngayon ng Liquid.
Siguro pinaka-safe na yung Pretrin. Siguro, safe pick na yung Pretrin kasi yun nga yung damage. Pakito, damage XP. Medyo magiging 50-50 yung laban pag nag-Pretrin. Pero kung willing silang sumugal, tumapat ng ibang jungle against sa Baksha, may kita natin. Kasi kahapon, gumana yan Pakito Leo, di ba?
Correct.
Oo.
Yung Leo naman kasi, kahit naman sabihin mo siyang damage siya, pwede rin naman siya mag-item ng mga defensive,
Yes.
like brute force, wings, mga ganyan. So, possible yan. Pwedeng nagsiset up sila sa Leo pick.
Oo.
Yung kasi kahapon nung nag-Leo Mord sila, ay may nakalaban silang Leo, parang si Balen din kasi yung mga magagandang heroes dyan
Yeah.
Pantapat sa Leo Mord dahil sa copy ng
Oo.
Pero si Kimi, maganda pa rin si Kimi kung kukunin ng TLPH. So, tingin ko, nagsiset up sila sa Leo pick. Nagawa na rin naman ng Onyx yun, Leo plus Pakito. Baka yun yung gawin nila. Pero kung medyo i-50-50 nila, mag-safety sila. Pwede rin siguro.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Pero sobrang si Baksha kasi parang based sa series ng Baksha versus Pred. Yung Baksha yung mas mas lumalamang.
Oh.
Okay. Eto na.
Initial thought natin, Bri, it's Takimi versus Hilda that you mentioned.
Yep, so mid control na naman. Nakikita natin kung paano to pinaprioritize and kung gaano siya kaganda i-pair with a very fast rotating XP laner in the hands of Sanford, which is the Benedetta. Pero dun pa din ako naku-curious sa jungler ng Oni.
Oo.
Kasi knowing na may Hilda ka na on the other side,
Oo.
parang mas mapipigilan ka na
Pag
freely
Leomord.
pumili nung Leomord.
Yung Leo para sa akin, good pick pa rin naman siya. Safety lang. Ayan.
Ayun.
Okay pa rin. Kasi pwede mo naman targetin yan yung Hilda Once na Leo Mord kasi pag fighter, hindi ka naman masyadong takot sa Hilda. Ang heroes lang na medyo mailang ka mag-Hilda is Assassin.
Yes.
Kasi kaya ka solohin. Pero kapag Leo Mord, hindi naman niya masyadong
Okay, so may chances pa rin naman at nakita naman natin multiple times kung gaano rin kayang sumabay
Yes.
ng isang Cho. Especially being a Cho Valen, no? Parang hindi ka naman ganoon ka may encourage na mag-super high invades.
Man, these are some really good insights coming out from Coach Eto Max. Coach, maraming salamat ha.
Thank
Pwede
you.
kang MPL coach.
Pwede kang coach.
Na
Pwede.
testing mo ba every now and then? Now I just have one more question, Bri.
Okay.
Boy pa ba ang San Juan Arena? Game 2, 1-0 TLPH. Casters, please take this away.
1-0, and it does feel like there is just no stopping Team Liquid Philippines. Can Onyx actually do it now? They have the Pakito on their hands.
Yeah, they took the Pakito. Then now they got to deal with Sanford on the Benedetta. I'm wondering if he's going to try to replicate the gap that he gave Kirk last time, but I don't think that's going to happen this time because Kirk's actually mobile enough to keep up.
It's a faster XP this time around. So maybe there's more chance for Onyx to actually make plays on the map. But the idea behind the draft of TLPH is almost the same as game number 1. Like, you have a lot of nuisance heroes on you know, Sanford, as well as JP, especially with the Hilda, which is going to be annoying for Onyx to deal with. Looking at their lineup, they're again very heavy committal. Maybe with the with the addition of the Valentina, they can brawl a bit, like force a lot of skirmish against TLPH.
Yeah.
But overall, they're still gonna have a lot of issues when it comes to like actually dictating the pace of the team fights.
Yeah, and just like game number 1, this is actually still Sanford, who is the major physical damage dealer for Team Liquid Philippines.
Yeah.
So it feels like the same recipe.
Ouch.
And again, a little bit of a gap already building on the XP, like we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, you
Again,
can
it's
feel that.
JP up on front here, which might be a bit of a more even matchup in terms of roaming.
I think part of this though too is like
JP.
Oh, JP, he is quite low.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Utilizing that bush. There's Carl TZ. Shield unity on in. He's gonna be
Wow.
fine. Whoa, Sanji also low. So Onyx controlling the space right now in the early game. They still have a ways to get to this turtle though. 15 seconds there. They'll have to go ahead and just reset for it. But nothing lost too much.
Yeah, no, we're seeing exactly the way that Onyx, I think, intended to play the game number 1. They wanted to have more dominance in the early, more space for their own team, especially around this river. They're going to do it again here on the turtle. Let's see if this is going to go the same way.
Yeah. See what Carl TZ does here. He's charging on in. He
Drive
wants to drive by, but King Kong be able to secure it this time. TL wants to fight. They already used the Petrify as well. They'll take King Kong out. His price for the turtle, and he's going to lose his buff as well. Carl TZ pushing Kirk out of the area. They just want to take more from King Kong to delay him further, and Kirk jumps in. He's got the combo ready, but still, he's not going to be able to stop TL.
I mean, if you're Onyx, this is very annoying. Like, you won a turtle, but then you lost your jungler, and TLPH went on to go for the invade. It feels like you can't win anything because this team will find a trade. The setup for turtle was nice. Kirk had the XP prio. He got level 4 first. They got to turtle first, and then Carl TZ didn't they didn't land the retribution. They were able to get the neutral objective, but then TLPH still ended up being the winner of that trade.
Yeah, and again, you give TLPH an inch, they will take a mile. That has been the story of Team Liquid Philippines all season long. We saw that yesterday. Like, teams were actually, they were trying to get in even, but TLPH just shows, don't show an opening, don't show weakness, they will exploit it. And I think we saw that there, especially since Onyx looks so strong after getting that turtle.
Yeah, this is better though for Onyx, at least in Game 2's early game than it was in the Game 1, because at that point they were already down, maybe a couple thousand gold. So control for them is important throughout this game. Skypiercer now picked up for Sanji. He was a little more low-key the previous one, but could be a different case scenario for his Kimmy in Game 2. Sanford now dealing the punch. Whoa, Brusco didn't even get to use the flicker.
Yeah, again, just the jump from Carl TZ. I think Onyx didn't expect the Baksha to roll around the mid because the Kimmy was so deep, far back in the lane for TLPH. But then JP tried retaking the bush in the mid lane, and then Onyx was like, okay, it's just a Hilda, and then the Baksha showed up.
And so far, with all the things that are happening right now, TLPH feels like they cannot be ignored. They cannot be isolated here. And you know what? They have a lineup to do it. They have very fast roamers. They have a fast roamer. They have a fast jungler. Can really respond very fast to Sanji. And they'll have a lot of control. And right now, it's JP scouting. They're trying to get all the waves in control in time for this next fight. You know it's brewing.
Oh,
Yep. Ooh, ow, ouch.
Yep. Kirk gonna feel that. Sanford will rotate for this turtle. Not sure if he'll be here in time for it. Half health on the turtle right now. Brusco's gonna jump forward.
4.
They go in with a Phantom Steed. The kick's already gonna be used too. And now turtle secured again, but can Onyx win this fight? King Kong looking to take out Carl TZ.
low.
He goes for him. Zaman Force dropped by Teddy, but whoa! Where did Teddy go? They take him out so quickly. And JP's low as well. Kirk full stacked on the combos here on this Paquito. He's gonna I just threatened them enough to walk back to base.
Hurt.
Sanford, sandwich between Severo and Super Prince. He's trying to do his best, but he can't get away from Super Prince this time.
Onyx with the isolate plays, isolating the damage dealers away from the Baksha. Kaltizi was left alone to his own devices. Sanji and Teddy were zoned out by the other members of Onyx, and then Savero with the crucial blazing to it, adding enough damage to take down the Harriet in the team fight.
They finally have the win condition. They're finally doing it, executing properly with Super Prince and with Savero. Savero, this time around, feels more confident on the Claude. And Super Prince, it feels like he was unleashed when he got the mobility of the Valentina.
Yeah, because of the fact that he also had Tortoise Poisson, so he was taking so much damage, but didn't really mind it because there's a damage reduction from the ult.
Oh, Super Friends holding on to an electro final blow. Sanford trying to get away, but a couple shots again! Sanford does the damage, but it's not enough as he's taken out for the second time.
It is going to be a completely different story, at least for the first 6 minutes of this game from game one.
Oh, here's the response. Everything thrown at King Kong. Yeah, Barbiel's not going to help you in that one, but here comes Onyx. Are they looking for a potential counter punch? They already lost the tier 1 turret. Brusco doesn't have a kick, so they'll just go ahead and back off, but they will get a turret down bot.
Now it's Onyx time to trade, look for counter plays on the map. Even though Sanford managed to clear the minion wave on the bot side, he missed the Petrify on the Claude, didn't cancel the Blazing Duet, and was able to land the final shots. But Onyx still having some tempo on the map, but Liquid, they punch back with his turtle take.
Yeah, a little bit of consolation prize there. TLPH does at least still have the freedom to go around this river. They're not completely controlled by Onyx just yet, but it is a goal lead. Yep. That's saying something. Not many teams have been able to get a lead on TL.
Oh, they want to go for Carl here. They're going to collapse down. Four guys looking for the GOAT.
What?
They go with a kick, but he's so damn tanky. He goes back for him. Brusco tries to flicker out, but they follow through, and Sanford will cap out the kill. What just happened?
Onyx, they felt like they had the damage. Brusco thought he could save the Way of the Dragon, but again, it wasn't enough. Against the GOAT, you don't save your skills.
Absolutely not. What did just even happen there? And now, because of that, a small inch turned into a mile. The gold lead is just diminished.
This is absolutely horrible for Onyx now.
They're
losing the tempo.
Kirk's in trouble. Backup's trying to be here, but it's a little bit too late. Kirk's still alive. Oh, not too long. Carl Teasy, you can't stop him. Sanford on the run, finally getting kicked. Here comes the rest of the cavalry. DLPH sweeping up top, going for King Kong. They take him out. Brusco, Super Prince can't do anything but watch it now. Steady Teddy shows up for the fight.
That was beautifully layered there by TLPH. One by one, the cavalry has arrived.
TLPH, again, you give them an inch. They take the mile. You don't kill the Baxia. He takes over the map for the next 30 seconds. And even that kill onto Kirk, he used a retreat, walked away. He was like, you're dead. I'm looking for the next target.
Carl Teasy be like, call an ambulance. But not for me. 4 people, guys, 4 people.
My Lord, Kirk.
Oh, Kirk, no, you can't get away. Kirk getting shut down here again in the bottom lane, and the Lord is up.
Oh my God, this feels bad for Onyx. You missed that one chance to take the box, and now you get another.
Oh, what's the definition of an insanity? They're going to kick Carl Teasy again. They're going to be going for it. He's trying to go re-engage against King Kong. They want to fight anyway. And now Super Prince want to secure this buff. Super Prince has to flicker out to get away, utilizing the Electro Final Blow as well. Man, it's just a back and forth across the map.
This is why people call it the golden opportunity. When it's there, you take it. You use everything, you sacrifice everything. Because if you don't, the door closes. And now look at this, TLPH. They're dictating the tempo again. They have the map back.
Oh, they're going right down the mid. And they'll take out Super Prince. This is a clear sign for them to secure the Lord here. Numbers advantage in their favor. They've got Severo still on the bottom side of the map. They'll just take this Lord after taking Prince's life.
Carl Teasy locked in with core items now. This Baksha is going to be a lot more difficult to take down.
Oh man.
What's the out?
I don't know. They have to wait for Sabero to spawn, but TLPH, they're step beating right now.
Where's Brusco going to go here? Kirk, quite low, has to get away. Brusco and the rest of the team going to the safety of the tier 2 turret. He's got to burn his flicker too. This is not the team fighting you want to see from Onic.
Yeah. Even though Onic, again, they do have scaling heroes on their side right now, but the problem is Liquid is so damn tanky with the Boxia and the Hilda.
6-1-4.
6-1-4, only died once. JP hasn't even died yet. And you also have to worry about the damage coming from Teddy, coming from Sanji, and also the angles from the Apex Predator with this Electrifying Blow Petrify combo. Now, it's a lot bigger problem for Onic right now because they have to deal with his Lord, and Liquid can come from multiple directions.
That's exactly what they're doing here as well. They need to get rid of the Lord. They need to control these waves. And they need to find how they want to team fight. Because right now, 1 by 1, that's not working out, man. They're trying to go hard into the Boxia. Nigel said it best. That seems like insanity. Definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over again, expecting something to go differently.
But it's kind of hard for Onic to actually just choose a target. Because look at Liquid. Sanford can dodge the Wave of the Dragon. We've seen it before. Teddy has a Purify. You're not kicking a Hilda, by the way.
Absolutely.
And then maybe the Kimi. But Sanji, every single time these fights break out, he's the last guy to show up from Liquid.
Yeah, because he is the one that doesn't have a Purify, right? So he seems to be the right target. That's what Brusco's thinking. But where is he? I can't find him. He's always last.
Yeah, there's something about it. I don't know. They ran it back with the Cho pick, and he's run into the same obstacle that it was in game 1. Super Prince holding on to elect the final blow. Traction pulse thrown out. This could be a fight once again. Brusco can't move at all. He falls again, and Onic, left with 4 guys, has to retreat from this fight, and Carl Teasy's feeling it. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's the signal from the GOAT.
That's the signal.
You only take 1 chance.
Oh, man.
You only had 1 goal opportunity, and now they go all in.
It was
They're
a
gonna go
trap.
all in. Kirk trying to hold the line, but it's all going to be for the base turret. TLPH getting out with finesse, and King Kong gets stopped in his tracks. I think they've had enough too. They want to hold on to more as they try to keep the mid turret up.
Game 2 recall spam? That's pretty early, guys.
I mean, Liquid, they're probably feeling it. They're probably not thinking about game 3 right now. All their eyes are set on the objectives because they know Paris is coming.
Yeah, Paris does feel like it is within reach, especially if they keep this up. Right now, it's like Nigel says, it's so hard to actually go through the GOAT, the front line, the big wall in front of TL.
Especially now that you see the items, right? There's a blade armor and then an impending Guardian's helmet.
Yep.
These items are going to allow the Boxia to just completely reset, take so much damage, and even survive under the blazing duet of Sabero.
Oh, look at this. They're going to force it anyway. King Kong trying to run away. Kirk not even a part of the fight just yet. Another flicker from Brusco. TLPH gets so many resources out. Is Onic Philippines going to re-engage against Liquid here?
Carl has no ult though. He has no Torndo's Poison, so the damage reduction isn't there. But TLPH, again, they have the luxury of just waiting around because they have a big fat wave on the top lane.
Whoa. They see Kirk. They're going to go right for Kirk. Kirk has to get out. Burning the flicker. Conceal was used too. And now that's a clear sign. TLPH knows they can take the Lord. They're going to go ahead and start it up. Traction pulse thrown out to keep them at bay. Super Prince holding on to his Electro final blow. Carl TZ swinging around. They're going to go for Brusco again, pushing him off. The Lord can be held here through the broken walls. This is going to be a miracle if Onic pulls it off, but I already called the Phantom Steed, and Lord goes for a bit of a soft reset. Kirk still in the mid lane. Team Liquid, they'll pull off.
Look at this, again, TLPH, they understand they have the luxury of time on their side because they have the wave advantage on the top side. Now that they're looking to fight, there's no Paquito in this team fight.
Yeah. Quick Lord, Super Prince, his own Electro final blow. Zaman force from Teddy, dropped down. Brusco falls again for the 6th time. King Kong leading the charge on the Phantom Steed. Kirk looking for Teddy. He sees him in sight. Kirk goes, but he gets one. Can he get another? Sanford fighting King Kong 1-1. But here's Super Prince. Onic looking for the turnaround in game 2. They're going to chase down JP, a bob and a weave, but you can't escape these fists from Kirk.
The angles, the Kirk attack from Onyx finds the damage dealers of TLPH. We don't fight the GOAT, we fight the Horseman.
15 minutes, he finally found that big turnaround here right after a very crucial Lord take. Let's watch that again.
Oh my, Teddy had nowhere to go. He had no Zaman Force. Used the Purify, but against 9 million dashes from the Paquito, you're not running away. And even though TLPH found good footing in the front line, they didn't have the damage because the Harith was taken down. And with survivability and durability on your side, you're not outlasting the damage coming out from Onyx.
Can't do that on Neath.
Kirk absolutely showed up, man. And all that gold. Again, the gold lead is gone. Onyx erased it with one play, one post-Lord fight.
Oh man, Onyx, they just have to look for the same pattern again and again. But now TLPH, they're aware. They're on the lookout for two heroes. It's the Cho and the Paquito. Those two are the primary targets here for Liquid. But Onyx, they can do the same thing as what Liquid has been doing all game long. Come from multiple angles.
Yeah, that's one of the things about the Broken Wall map too. You know, taking consideration on how that's played even around the objectives like we just saw. So, you know, you're seeing TL play around it. Well, Onyx, you can't count them out. They know as well. Brusco didn't spawn it out. He's got an immortality. He'll get brought down to half if he's going to go for a reset here. They've got 50 seconds for that Lord to come up. So it's just Onyx kind of getting what they can. I mean, they've done a relatively good job at getting themselves back into this game, even though they haven't been able to open the map up that much yet.
Yeah, but the good thing is for the next fight, the Lord is on top side. The bottom lane is equal because they still have a base inhibitor or base turret standing on the side of Onyx Philippines. So at least they get an equal chance against TLPH. This is one of those another golden opportunities for Onyx. You just want to fight. The next team fight is going to be equal between these two teams.
You know what? Onyx is doing exactly what you were saying in
Sanford.
game number one, Sanford!
Okay, he's still got the Electro Final Blow and Petrify.
We burned it.
That's
he had to burn it. And that's great timing before this Lord comes up.
Yeah, 4 seconds in. I mean, Onyx will want to rush into this one. As I was saying, I think Onyx is exactly doing what they were supposed to do in game one here.
Yeah, but TLPH, they understand. They have to fight for this bottom side. They have to slow this Lord down. Might use actually the Baksha to slow things down against Onyx. So we'll see how TLPH treats this Lord objective because Onyx, they do have prior right now. They have the Lord setup as well. They just need to defend the top lane. But Cartis is nowhere to be found.
Yeah, where is Carl? That's what Onyx asking right now.
Oh, they're looking for a play. If Onyx fights around the Lord fight, then maybe Baksha rolls around.
Yeah, and don't forget the split push pressure that can be given by the Benedetta. He's also not on the map yet.
Yeah, that's what he's doing. He's just hanging out down there. He's going to join this again. It's an evolved Lord.
You know, they see Carl.
Yeah, they see Carl. Half health on that Lord. They're going to just soft reset it. Look at JP's positioning here.
It's pretty low.
Wow. Yeah, TL, they've bought enough time. Now the Petrify is back on Sanford.
Yep, it's back up. Conceal used. They're going to go for it. Blitz in the Lord. King Kong trying to gallop in range. Can he get the retry off? No, JP will fall. Carl gets the Lord. Onyx is the call to fight it out. A Zaman Force dropped down to cut them off. They just want to go back. Sanford as well. Petrify used for the escape. And they will disengage to march down with the Lord.
Was that a predict? Petrify from Sanford.
Man, you saw that.
Did he see Super Prince coming to his direction just to save the GOAT and to save himself? Now, Liquid, even though they lost JP, they can actually play for the setup on the top side with this Lord.
That's true. They can actually just hold it and just make sure that, you know, buy enough time for JP to go back. Hey, JP's a healer. He's going to be able to run into this.
Yep, a couple seconds away here for JP. Carl's going to be that front of the line. He's got the immortality as well. They don't have that wave pushing in the way they want to, though, so
Oh, ouch.
down a number. Let's see what happens here. Traction Pulse being thrown out by Sanji. Wait for that mid. They can't really get too much here.
It's a bit annoying. Kirk wasn't showing on the map, so TLPH had to play carefully because they saw what happened earlier.
Yeah.
Like, they can fight, but Kirk can assassinate heroes on the back line. He does have a lot of damage on his skit with the Malefic Roar up already for the Paquito. So now Onyx, again, they get to buy time. They get to scale up on this Claude. Savero is actually fully stacked on this Claude.
So yeah, we're gonna go a bit of a reset here. 60 seconds, 1 minute to the next Lord. And it will be massive. It's 20 minutes on game timers already, so you know they're gonna fight tooth and nail for this. There is no free Lords this time around.
Oh, Teddy has a Blood Wings. He's playing for protection. He's playing to survive the fights because he knows one big knockup from Kirk might spell his doom. Because he is a purified Harriet, you know, he doesn't have the flicker, so they can definitely close the gap, especially if he has no Zaman Force. So this ult from the Harriet might just be for the defensive purposes of just fighting into Onyx. So I'd say Onyx now has a pretty good chance considering that they have the prio or tempo in terms of like aggressively starting the fights.
Yeah. They've been good at staying disciplined throughout this one. I mean, they haven't gotten too out of hand. Again, you're continuously seeing the most tension built up for Brusco for the most part, but they want to play into this Lord. It's up again. They fought for control around it, at least it's on this side of the map, but they still have to watch out to see if TL tries to do something a little sneaky here.
All right, everyone has flicker, so everyone's ready to fight. You know one big one is gonna blow here.
Look at Super Prince. He has an electric final blow. No pressure fight, however, but that will hurt because look at his items. He has a Holy Crystal. So Onyx, they're going all in on the damage department.
Yeah, but Onyx has the tools to do it. They also have that split push potential from, obviously, Kirk.
They might have to send Kirk back here. Quarter the health
It's
of the Lord.
low.
They're going to blitz it. It's going to come down to a split across the map as well. Lord going for it. Sanji secures the Lord, though, for TLPH. They just want to disengage here after securing the objective. And they'll do just that. The Lord happened so quickly.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe Brusco could have kicked the Baxia, maybe offered his life just to stop the Baxia from actually retrieving the Lord. And King Kong messed up the timing, which allowed the Kimi to take the last hits. And again, at TLPH, all the stars are aligning for them in these Lord fights, and now they get to push with 5 members on this side.
I was actually looking for the fight. Like, why are you not fighting? Why are you not pressuring? You're letting yourself be pressured. One traction pulse sent everyone running. And now they're going to have to fight this Lord. It's going to be a bit more difficult.
Yeah.
Especially now TL. Looks like they're ready to go.
They're ready to go for this little bit of push. Look at Kirk's positioning, man. He's coming from the other side of the map. Looking to cut and then surprise potentially.
That's 44.
Lord still needs to be worked on. Brusco has the immortality there. Super Prince in trouble. Whoa! Sanford comes through with a huge petrify, taking out Super Prince. His immortality is going to be popped. Sabero firing off the backside. He'll deal with the Lord, and now they go back in, but Kirk falls. Azaman forces drop down too, and King Kong won't be able to escape his death. And now TLPH, off of an amazing move, will take game 2.
The Cavalry again, standing tall on top of Onyx Philippines. Steady Teddy with a winter crown play to shut down the Kirk attack.
Just when you thought Kirk would have done the impossible, wait from behind, targeting Teddy, targeting Sanji. The teamwork of Team Liquid Philippines still dominated here in Game 2.
Man, both XP laners, you had to watch them throughout this game.
Yeah.
They both had their moments there towards the end, but it was Sanford that took out Super Prince at the beginning of that fight. And then, as you mentioned, you know, Teddy with that winter crown play. You called it before the fight even broke out. You're like, look at his itemization.
Yeah, he had to play defensive this game. So TLPH can open up the game with the Baxia and the Hilda in the front line, allowing these two frontliners to just be a nuisance against Onyx because they cannot engage if they don't see the Harris fully committing. This is so hard for Onyx because you've done so well in the early game, but you still lose fights because of genius itemizations, genius movements, and JP with this genius Hilda gameplay, covering pushes, being annoying in the front line, using his body to guard the members of the Cavalry.
Now, normally you would see Hilda's getting thrown into the front.
Yeah.
JP was different. When JP was down, they really suffered. And after that last Lord, they made sure that JP would survive.
Yeah.
So that they could go for that big push on the mid.
I mean, if you're ever wondering why JP was an MVP in this game, you go ask Severo. He was not able to play a lot of these fights properly because the Hilda was just always in his face.
Yep.
Like, what do you do? Like, the Leomord goes in, the Valentina goes in, the Paquito has to go in. So there's no peel for the Claude. But it's a Claude. It doesn't matter. It doesn't need it. But this game, he needed it because JP was like, oh, you got no peel, huh? You got no peel.
I got you.
I got you.
you.
Let me
Yeah.
introduce you to the power of wilderness.
You're absolutely right. It's the favorite. It's the favorite pro player move, right? Just
Yeah.
don't let one guy play.
Yeah, dude, because it's so annoying. Like, if you review this game, almost 90% of Savero's BMI was a BMI backward because there's a Hilda in front of him showing him the power of wilderness.
And that's one of the difficult things for Severo because you've got Brusco on that show again for game to game now, where Brusco's job is to go and get that pick off. For the most part, like that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
So Severo is left to his own whims, but that's how it should be for a Claude. Like Claude should be able to handle himself.
Yeah.
It's just one of those cases where again there was no real opening for Severo to get the efficient use of the Blazing Duet when he was totally item locked in.
Yeah, and that's what makes it so genius because TLPH, they understand. Kirk has been doing assassin thing since minute 12, right? Like he's looking for Teddy, he's looking for weird angles, which allows Onyx to sort of like force weird fights, weird engages where TLPH suffers because now they have to protect the Harith. But JP was like, why would I protect the Harith if he can protect himself? Let me just, count your numbers. Okay, 4 heroes against my team. Let me just remove one. Let me take away the Claude, and then now it becomes 5v3.
So I mean, Kirk was doing the right things in this game, right? Like, he didn't really do much wrong.
He needed to do what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, again, look for weird angles, shut down the Harith, maybe offset the amount of damage that TLPH has, because for the most part, TLPH has been playing front to back. So with this kind of gameplay from Onyx, it's sort of like allowed Onyx to play a chaotic fight where Liquid has to break formation. But JP was like, since we're already breaking formation, let me break yours.
Yeah, he broke the formation and more, man. Like, he was so efficient here. Even Sandy, again, on the back-to-back games with the Kimmy, like, a lot of times you kind of have to take into consideration how many times King Kong was stopped in his tracks because a little bit of a stun that comes through. Or maybe it was the traction pulse to keep them at bay a little bit longer than they needed to. So it's interesting to see at this point the Kimmy come through and be so effective again when you just don't see the hero pop up that much in the mid lane. And, props to Super Prince. He was doing what he could. A lot of the times he had the Electro Final Blow himself. He had great damage, but it was the same thing. You didn't know if Sanford was going for, let's say, Severo, or he was going for Super Prince, or hell, Sanford was peeling for the team with the Petrify. Like, you know what I mean? So there were so many things that Onyx had to deal with. I will say, at least for game 2, they did a lot better this time, controlling things so it didn't slip out of their favor. Early on, early to mid game, they kept things together. They had a great team fight here and there throughout the game, but just wasn't enough to capitalize the draft that they brought.
Yeah, it's interesting for us to see that these two teams, they have done their research, they've done their homework, they've prepped 2 different XP laners now. The Benedetta, Paquito, and then the Edith. We haven't seen like a formal XP laner yet. Like no normal Glue, no normal Alice. It's just a lot of like pocket picks for these two teams.
It's so odd, right? Like the Paquito has been the
Sanji's heart rate.
Sanji's heart rate. Yeah,
175.
It's peaking at 175.
That's like inhuman at that point.
I mean, there's a Paquito in the game, so.
That's true. That's true.
You are running, right? You're running all game long, trying to look out for that Paquito, and I understand. So even Super Prince on the on the Benedetta as well. So that's scary. I get it. But as I was saying, it's just weird to see the Paquito becoming the staple pick now.
Yeah.
It's not Alice. It's not even anything like that. Paquito has been picked almost every game since yesterday. Think about that.
I'm okay with it. I'm okay with, like, now at this point in season 17, we've got more heroes coming up in different lanes.
It's a big shift. And just like this is history in the making, super fans. Of course, the very first MCGG Crew Clash has officially kicked off, and the competition is heating up.
I like it, man. That's right. Your favorite KOLs are looking are locking in their crews right now and are clashing head-on for ultimate bragging rights.
And by the way, you too can get in on the action. Scan the QR code now to support your favorite KOLs and get a chance to score massive rewards. Let's go.
Yeah, massive.
I know you're happy.
Yeah, I'm very happy.
You're very happy.
Very
Well,
happy.
I'm also an MCG
You're also
guy.
happy.
Very big MCG
Ah.
players.
He's bigger MCG than I am.
No, you're bigger.
You're
but he's
bigger.
bigger.
You're absolutely bigger.
In MCGG.
The,
But you're literally bigger.
the All-Star event is, of course, ongoing. Gear up, do that title Gold Rush, and earn everything from pre-skin to diamond.
Don't forget to grab your All-Star returning gift just by logging in or rally your squad for the Tide Clash 5v5 event. Now's the time to gather your friends and stack those coins.
Log into your MLBB account and jump into the action. Don't miss out.
I was fishing, by the way.
He was literally
you?
fishing when I arrived.
I was doing the fishing thing. I didn't know that was part of the title event. I was like, brother, why are we fishing in this game?
Would you be a fisherman if you were
Would you be a what?
a fisherman?
Like for a career?
Yeah, I would.
They earned a lot.
Here?
I would say they
Yeah.
probably earned a lot, right?
Yeah.
It's like a peaceful job, man.
Yeah. I think
Maybe raise chicken,
I'd probably rather fish
then chicken.
than chicken.
Why?
I mean,
Because like,
you have to run around,
yeah.
right?
And
he's a
I
big
just
guy.
rather, peaceful. Fishing's peaceful.
Yeah,
I don't think raising chickens are very peaceful, man. I don't know.
It looks chaotic.
It does look chaotic, yes. I got
Right.
some insight to that.
I get that. I get that. All right, watch the Nice vlog, guys. Come on. So yeah, for now we got to cool down after that one. That was pretty hot.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to go throw it over to our panel really quickly. This is see what they're talking about.
Maraming salamat sa ating mga casters. We are still here at San Juan and it is already match point para sa Team Liquid Philippines. But before we get into game number 3, I'm sure we have a bunch more things to talk about. In fact, we have a special guest today with us all the way from Malaysia. San Juan Arena, please give a warm round of applause for one of the best casters in the world, Lafel. How are you, dude? Where is Lafel? Lafel!
Sir Lafel! Sir Lafel!
Lafel! He's
Oh
gonna
my
get
God.
overwhelmed. He's gonna get overwhelmed.
Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. We
Okay.
just
No, no,
really missed you, Lafel. You know, we really miss you so much.
How are you?
I miss you guys too. I'm doing very, very well. Shout out to everyone there. It looks like it's a full house.
yeah.
Oh my goodness! Looking at the arena, it looks packed.
It is. It is. I think it's just day number 3, but
Yep.
imagine where we are right now in terms of our capacity. And we just hope you also were here together with us. But even despite that, you know what? I think we still have like a lot of things going on in common, and we have a couple questions prepared for you if you don't mind.
Okay, so
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna go ahead with the first things first. How are the preparations like in MPL Malaysia playoffs? Is it gonna be really exciting? What are some of the things that the Filipinos should look forward to when we watch it next week?
Well, in terms of the playoffs, and since you're asking for basically international audience, right, the Filipinos, here's the thing. SRG during regular season didn't look all that great because Cram wasn't playing, but in the playoffs, it looks like he will be playing almost immediately. And I would say, in terms of the preparation for this playoff, the good thing about this season is that we finally have the double round robin again, which gives more time for the teams to get a little bit better in terms of feeling out the game, feeling out the teams, and everything like that. And now we see some teams almost recreating the SRG story in the sense of getting players that not many people are hyped about, but somehow they're like very, very strong. You know, namely like IG, Invictus Gaming, as well as Vamos. People are like saying, this is nothing special, and yet number 2, number 3 in the regular season. So I'm really hoping for this season to have much more surprises. And I don't know, somehow in Malaysia, it's the newer kids that's really showing up, and the veterans having a little bit of a hard time.
All right. We also hope to see a lot more new faces, some fresh faces come out. But I think if it's just in terms of surprises that we're talking about, have you been following the recent developments here in MPL Philippines, Lafel?
As in watching the playoffs, if that's the question, then yes, I have. And if you're asking about me, how do I feel about it? Slightly bit terrified. Like, I'm here to have fun. I didn't know I was watching a horror movie. Like, I thought that would be the 1-1, but somehow TL. Like, I feel like as long as Carl is there, as long as he's not retired, I don't know, man. I don't know how to stop TL, man. They're too strong right now. It's a bit terrifying.
Yeah, I can't imagine because like a few months before we were casting M7, but you see what's happening in MPL Philippines now, and I can only imagine how LaFell is feeling as an international talent.
Yeah, dude, I wonder. Maybe he can talk more about this over the broadcast. But hey, LaFell, now MPL Malaysia is finally at its franchise phase, right? Did anything change aside from, you know, the competition? What are some of the things that you think were huge positives as the league transitioned there in Malaysia?
Well, first of all, like I said, the double round robin, which means more games, and more games means more days, and more days means more payments. So that's great for us. You know what I mean, right? And then in terms of, besides the competition, I would say there's a lot of fans now in MPLMY, and surprisingly, most of them are female. I don't know how that happened. I don't know who's in charge of
Girl
this,
power.
but we just have a lot of girlfriends. So, yay, girl power, you know? Men suck. I don't know.
No, yes, no. How
Men are
should I
trash,
respond to
I don't
that?
I don't know how to respond to that too. Anyway,
You don't have to.
continue.
It's me and Hans, you know?
Okay, this is just typical LaFell things, you know? Sometimes you just suddenly don't know how to respond exactly, but I think you are the best person to ask when it comes to this last question that we have for you for now. LaFell, which teams in MY should we watch out for in the coming playoffs and why?
So there is a few. The two honorable mentions I would say is Bigatron Malaysia. You know, I know Mirko is watch partying this, and they're getting better, right? They're getting better. I think they can do well. Champions, I don't know, but they can do well. The second one is Evitas Gaming IG. My God, are they a fun team? They're just a team that's full of vibes and enjoyment. But the team to really look out for is honestly Vamos, because Vamos has been on the international stage before. And the thing about Vamos is they are much different compared to before, because as you guys can see, the players, they're basically completely new, right? This is a new roster where they're embracing new talents, you know, giving them time to shine. And they are shining. They're not the typical Vamos where they just force fights and hope for the best. This time it looks like they are a little bit more calculated, even though the jungler, Aero 404, young kid, 16, 17, he likes to fight even for no reason, but still, I would say this is the team to watch and hoping for the best. Speaking of Vamos, hoping Nets has a good game later on, because, you know, Nets was from Vamos, and I just hope both does well. You know, Nets my boy. He colored his hair green again. I don't know why. I'm colorblind green, so I did not notice it, but shout outs to that guy, the best gold laner, by the way.
Nah,
best
bro,
gold laner.
Dude, don't worry about it. You're right. It is colored, so you're up to speed, all right? LaFell, congratulations for MPL Malaysia regular season, and we hope to see the best at the playoffs. We'll see you again next time, bud, okay? Thank you so much.
Bye, LaFell!
See ya! Have fun, guys!
You know, LaFell's such a bundle of joy to talk to.
I know. He says the most unexpected things at the most unexpected times, and it's always a treat to talk to him, whether on or off stream.
At pwede na tayong mag-Tagalog.
Tagalog. Okay. Okay, dito ako. Okay.
Wait, I think it's also time for us to talk about what really happened in this specific scenario, because Team Liquid Philippines, they were able to do so much in a span of time. Sure, Onyx Philippines, nagawa nila yung kailangan nilang gawin, basing it on the real-time cooling tactics, na yung first and second turtle ay napunta naman sa kanilang control, which gave TLPH a bit of a hard time para magkaroon ng momentum at the start of this series, or at the start of game number 2. But then, meron silang ginawa sa kalagitnaan that totally shifted the tides towards their favor. And in fact, the GOAT, sometimes it begs me the question, kailan ba ang prime ng manlalarong ito? And sumusunod na rin si Teddy doon.
Actually, which one yung prime? Parang ang dami mo nang pwedeng pagpilian when it comes to this conversation revolving around the GOAT and all his past experiences and performances. And I believe siya rin yung literal na tumatalo na lang sa sarili niya, kasi there have been moments, especially during the regular season, where we've been talking about how rare it is to actually see a GPM exceeding the 900 mark, or even stepping into the 1,000 na, di ba, parang territory. Pero Carl has actually achieved that multiple times And that's the reason why you see his average GPM so much up there.
Yes, props as well to Super Marco, Natco, and Innocent. Pero ang sumusunod din sa kanyang yapak ay walang iba kundi si Teddy. You have to appreciate the guts that this kid has patungo dito sa playoffs. Sure, masasabi natin na siya yung pinaka wala sigurong experience in this playoffs.
First
Because some of
playoffs.
them nakarating na. Even Savero back in Indonesia, nakaranas na rin siya ng playoff doon and won championships as well. So, siguro yung expectations niya ay nasa kanyang sarili sa kung paano niya ba iaangat yung level ng kanyang paglalaro, and being part of the top 5 in ID, MY, and PH, that already says a lot.
I agree. And it's something na he's been very vocal about. Even in this recent interview we had yesterday, sobrang grateful niya na itong team yung kasama niya kasi nafe-feel niya talaga yung support and the way na pinupush siya. But also, on the other hand, we have Savero, and we're taking a look at his top 5 heroes pick. Now, I think it's the best time to also recall what we previously talked about, no? Doon sa ating previous na naging keys to victory, which was to force Onyx into lower tier gold lane options. But for the past games, 2 games, I don't think that has been entirely the case. We didn't really see Savero pick up a marksman na parang in terms of yung gold lane hierarchy natin right now, I guess, is between yung mga Clint below.
Yep.
Diba? Yung mga iba pa nating rarely na lang makita na marksman. But you still see na Liquid are able to really disrupt whatever we've seen from Onyx in the previous matches na they've been performing really well. First turtle pa lang, na-point out mo na yan. And that so-called post-objective 5-man gank na we are so used to seeing from Onyx, we barely got to see it here in this entire series.
Yeah, I think they were having a hard time trying to get some scaling para dito nga kay Savero. Because sure, Kirk finally got a Pakito, which is a hero na nagamit niya rin throughout the play-ins at naglagay sa kanila sa puntong ito. But there has to be something next. There has to be more focus towards those team fights dahil yun yung paulit-ulit na nilalaban sa kanila nitong Team Liquid Philippines. So the idea for Onyx is this. Is it finally time to ban the Baksha out at magpunta tayo dun sa Suyu Harley scenario? Or is Onyx still willing to do that? Magpapalit pa tayo ng sides? It's not gonna be the case. Pero yung Baksha ay bukas pa rin. What's gonna be the answer now?
And I think on top of that question na kung hahayaan pa rin ba ng Onyx na ma-open yung Baksha first pick for Liquid is also, are they willing to somehow change what has not been working for them in the past 2 games? Kasi I believe they've been trying to make use of the Cho for 2 games in a row, but we've had people share split opinions regarding the Cho in the current meta. And at least based on this game, we're not really able to see them utilize it to its best potential in terms of picking up the pace. But it's a surprise. It's Liquid who actually decide to take out the Baksha.
Okay, so the idea is again open ang Suyu at ang Harley for both of the teams. That might be the trade that Team Liquid Philippines is willing to go for. Kadalasan ang pinipili nila is the Harley depending on the idea that they want to go for. Even the Eve, Hylos, yun yung mga susunod na picks that would come up for that mid duo to finally come into play as they roam around the map. So this might be some room para sa Onyx Philippines na magkaroon si King Kong ng hero that can do maximum amount of damage at kahit papano meron din siya paraan para makaalis, because with the use of the Leomord na nakita natin kanina, it didn't really work so well pagdating ng mga extended team fights.
Okay, and there's a chance we also see the focus again on the other side, but rather than the Suyu Harley, this is something they've done yesterday as well. It's the Prio on the Claude, and as expected, Jusin finally makes an appearance in the series alongside the Pakito. But this, I guess, is one of my biggest worries because Jusin is commonly something countered by an Eve. And Eve is still available for Liquid, and it has been the priority for Sanji for their past few games.
And I also have to add that Teddy in this current season is 15-0 pagdating sa paggamit ng Claude. So this is a player that really knows the mechanics of this hero. Although in terms of comfort, I feel like there's more to do now for Onyx Philippines just because they have the Zushin on their side. A while ago, we saw the Valentina getting picked up but only copying the Alecto final blow for mobility purposes. Now, they're not gonna have that problem anymore. And an extra damage coming out from Kirk.
Okay, that's the Leomord. Already picked up by Liquid, but they don't get the Eve. It's actually the Valentina this time. for Sanji.
Okay, I see it. This is them probably anticipating na merong big ticket ultimate na makukuha ang TLPH dito with Onyx Red 3. So they're probably just waiting for that. I'm
Also,
wondering
yeah.
how it's gonna be, right? Because
Yeah.
again, kung sisilipin mo, may chances na mag-pick sila kagad ng gold laner dito or maybe something else since there's still a lot of heroes open.
And this is something na Coach Etomax shared to us. You really don't want to use the Leomord if you know that there's a potential Valentino on the other side. But
Yes.
there's a chance kasi na, yes, it still gets picked up. But I don't think it would have been as much of a prio considering that the Juicin was already revealed and you already have a Pakito. So this is just Liquid really being decisive. It's not in any way preventing problems for the Leomord. Talagang ito lang yung gusto nilang kuhain na mid lane pick. And now you see the Suyo revealed for Onyx. This is something I like kasi
Yeah.
instead of a Red 3 Cho showing up, now it's a more proactive decision from Onyx, I feel, to just lock in the Suyo as their jungler.
Yeah, this is the same decisiveness na ipinapakita sa atin ng parehas na teams. Specifically for Onyx, medyo dinelay nila ngayon yung hero na pwedeng gamitin itong si Brusco because there's still a ton more heroes that are available during this second
Okay.
banning and drafting stage. So, same scenario gaya nung nakita natin nung game number 2. They've also banned out the Hylos. So JP is gonna have to think of something else here. Maybe a gatot para ma-force lang yung iba sa mga members dito na mag-team fight talaga in certain situations na ayaw. Or there may be a Khalid or a glue that could be opened here for both of the teams depending on what it's gonna be like for them moving forward.
Yeah, a roamer definitely with mobility and at the same time, that revitalized, that can be packed in. Though it has been a trend for Onyx as well, especially heading into the second phase of the bans. Now that Liquid has mostly been reserving their roamer for second phase, na yung mga natitirang magandang revitalized heroes talaga, tinatanggal na lang nila. So, let's see if they still opt to even deny the Gatot Kacha for JP in this scenario. Kasi majority talaga ng mga high prio na roamers natin, never nang nahawakan itong dalawa. Even the Kalea for Brusco, hindi na natin nakita. But instead, it's gonna be an Alice taken out or by Onyx.
Yeah, there's a split na ginawa ng Onyx PH in terms of the second phase. It's a hero targeted for both Sanford and JP. Sanford has been used to a lot of damage-dealing XP laners all throughout the series. Kahit nga yung kahapon, di ba, nakita din natin na ganun yung mga klase ng heroes na ginagamit niya. So, it might be a direction that they're gonna go for, but considering that TLPH needs a bit more of front line to go for, Alice definitely makes sense.
Yeah. So now you really wonder if JP will be getting his hands on a really reliable, tanky, revitalized, or any kind of frontline hero to compensate for the lack of which na binanggit mo ngayon lang. And if that's enough to make room for Sanford to still go for those typical damage XP laners in terms of etong matchup with the Pakito especially. Kasi we've seen it. Previously, parang ito rin yung plan ng Liquid all along to just really match a Pakito in lane and to make sure na they're capable of delivering the same through the Benedetta
There
XP
you
lane.
go.
But this is a change na we've been waiting and wanting to see from Onyx. Finally picking up a different roamer, a Khalid to be exact.
Pero ito ang classic mula sa TLPH. Picking up the Yuzhong. Ito yung mga feel-good picks eh. Usually coming out of Sanford. Now JP. There's a lot of heroes na tila ba nawala. The Marcel, the Kalea, the Hylos has already been taken out. That is some of the initiators na pwede nating makita. Hilda might be a choice, but the Gatot Kacha would obviously be an option for them. Full-on engage ang gustong gawin ng TLPH.
Okay, now it's very crucial. Now we see what Savero actually picks up for the team. In terms of yung mga signature gold lane picks niya, available pa naman karamihan. But what would you rather play into this lineup? You're going up against a Yuzhong. You're going up against a Claude. There's so much dive from Liquid. You might want to pick a safer option and one that can definitely keep you secure in terms of mobility. The Yususun is still there.
Oo.
The Harith is gone.
Yun
but
yung mga pandiinan kasi ni Savero eh.
Yung
It's
mga
still
Yusuch-
undefeated.
Oo
You put
eh.
it into the test.
And-
kapag medyo nababa ka na sa corner.
But you could say the same for etong Claude
Correct.
ni Teddy.
Isipin mo, merong malalagasan. So they're just gonna stick with Moskov. The plan is to go the long lane. Kung ikaw si Savero and Onyx PH, wait for that Moskov to finally pop off. Meanwhile, for Team Liquid Philippines, this has been standard from what they've showed all throughout the regular season. So both teams, they've had some better drafts. Onyx finally picking up a hero that could deal some CC. So this is going to be an interesting game number 3.
It is, and we are all looking forward to see it. Once again, paalala lang, this is match point for Liquid. San Juan Arena, mag-ingay! Casters, let's get into game number 3.
It is currently match point for Team Liquid Philippines, the current champions, against third seed Onyx. And how are they gonna climb themselves out of this one, refusing to use the YSS up until the last moment?
I don't know, man. I was expecting a battle of undefeated marksmen. Now Teddy gets his hands on the Claude, but what's crazy is King Kong also gets his hands on the Suyo.
Yep, the Suyo. And even for Carl, like we were wondering if he'd just pick up the Baksha again.
Full tank.
But you know what? He's had enough rolling around. He might as well stampede his way on a hero like the Leo Mort if they're going to make it to the grand final off of this one. Hopefully Onyx can do something about it though, man. I can't say it enough. Like I don't want to sweep here, man. You know, we gotta.
Me too. I want.
Come on, Onyx.
4 games, 5 games, but you know what? TFPH, they might just want to, end this game.
Petri?
Oh, petrify Kirk! Whoa, first blood already. JP might be the trade, but he's got the revitalize. That's gonna keep him up, man. Kirk, he gets just thrown out of the picture off that petrify.
Yeah, we said a lot of best picks earlier, and then we forget Sanford is on Yuzong, man.
He's the Yuzong.
Oh, here we go, King Kong. Oh, there we go. Good trade though.
Okay.
They'll take out Teddy.
Yeah.
All right.
It's good punish. Good punish from Onyx.
That's what we're looking for. That is the Onyx style. That's how they've been getting a lot of their games. Very early punish, as well as, of course, just pure dominance in that mid trio. Right now, though, the mid trio feels like it is on the side of TLPH. They're doing it as well, scrambling. They got the perfect tool for it. It's Zushin as well.
Yeah, these are power picks. So if Onyx is going to get a game in the series, this is definitely one of the lineups that can make that happen. Remember back when we were introduced to Severo during the regular season, we saw some impressive moments, right? The technicalities, the micro skill that he showed on a Moskov specifically. And even for this, we talked about leading into the matchup of how good of a Jushin player Super Prince is. So, and even Brusco. Brusco's had amazing games on the Khalid, so all the tools are there for them. The fight for this first turtle might go ahead and paint some of the picture for us. Dragon Form already being thrown out here by Sanford, trying to zone out the members of Onyx. He's going to try to get a range, but Carl Tizzi will secure the turtle. No fight to break out. They'll just disengage.
Yeah, good start for the fight there for TLPH. Usually you'd see Sanford use the Black Dragon form with the turtle HP at 5k, but because they know that there's a lot of fast heroes on the side of Onyx, they had to use it way early just to allow Carl, give him time to take the turtle and then just play for disengage. So Liquid, a bit of a good head start on their side, but Onyx, they don't really mind losing out on these turtle objectives because they do have, again, as you've said, the Moskov for Severo. Their game plan is to just let Liquid take all the objectives and look for trades, maybe just scale up with the Moskov.
Yeah, I'm just looking for Onyx to just remember who they are. Just like Lion King heads in the clouds. Remember who you are.
Remember.
Right? You used to be so good using the Moskov for split,
Yeah.
making a very good team fight, and getting a level advantage. That's what King Kong usually does as well.
Yeah.
So if Onyx can just go back into that mode, this should be a pretty fair fight.
Yeah, but I would say it's also risky because Onyx coming into this grand final, not grand final, upper bracket finals.
Feels like
Whoa,
it.
whoa,
Feels
whoa.
like one.
Feels like
Feels
it.
like
Feels
it.
like it.
Coming into this upper bracket finals, it feels like they wanted to let Carl Daisy on a hero that doesn't usually carry, like with the Baksha, and then force Teddy on I would say closed out timings. Heroes like Harith, who don't infinitely scale, right? But now Onyx overall game plan is let TLPH play whatever they want, and then we challenge him in our own comp. And this game feels like both teams just want to farm, and then we duke it out late game.
And that's a very fair way to go, right? Onyx knows they can split up the map easier.
Yes.
They have a Moskov. They're trying to buy time. They just don't want to give out these kills, don't want to give out these early objectives as well. The TLPH, they're gonna try to fight it, but they're not gonna, wipe themselves out just trying.
Yeah. This game, again, it's all about who has better map control late game, who has more damage, who fights better. For early games, it's all about aura farming for TLPH, honestly.
And that's why the recalls are coming in early.
Yeah, people just be recalling everywhere. And Onyx, it doesn't feel like, again, they're looking to contest. Look at where Suyo is.
Yeah. You got to think at this point for TLPH, the aura farming's warranted. Sanford taking a flight up here. Off of this turtle, they've got complete control of it.
He dives
now
back.
He dives in forward just to buy some time. He's still
Wow.
going to be alive. The Revitalize, heal him back up. He jumps back in, takes Kirk out, amidst it all, and another turtle secured. What is going on here? Onyx, I think, is just even surprised themselves.
That was way too much, man. Sanford dove back in with 20% HP.
Yeah.
Let that sink in.
Yeah. And you know what happened after? JP used the AOG, and then Sanji, he was like, let me join in on the action.
Yeah.
Raging Sandstorm with a flicker. And Onyx, it felt like they weren't really looking forward to that play. They got surprised.
Big surprise. That was a huge surprise play here. TLPH is exactly what we know Sanford for, that X factor, that out of nowhere play. Even with like really big, bulky XP laners, that is why he is one of the world, if not the world's best Yuzhong player.
Yeah.
Again, why JP's so good too. That Revitalize playing a part in that role of keeping him up, keeping him healthy. Sanford, this is one of the things that you see from him consistently, just how much of a, I guess, efficient XP laner he is throughout the course of the game, from the early game all the way to the very end, and I think that's what makes him so deadly for a lot of teams to kind of try to play against him, just alone in the lane. But then when it comes to those early skirmishes, those team fights, it's hard to keep track of him.
Oh, Severo.
Sparrow jumps in, plays into it, gonna be used here. Onyx, are they gonna want to choose this fight? Super Prince goes in with a beacon. There's an AOG just coming off. They're gonna go in. This could be a kill though for JP. Popping the real Revitalize. He's still gonna be alive
JP's
though.
alive!
Even with the Soul Sever. Onyx can't just get a kill. And now Sanji rotating here to go ahead and support this. They will get a turret though.
Look at mid. Look at mid.
Oh my god.
Look at mid.
They're doubling down on mid. And I don't know if that's a fair trade, man. You gave up your jungle security for a top tier turret.
That's definitely not fair. I mean, Onyx, even though it felt like they were the ones forcing, they weren't able to fully punish the Claude top side, and then they lost mid. Mid lane is so important this match, because now TLPH, they get access to both the side lanes.
Yeah, like you said, Midnight, TLPH is one of those teams that if they are losing something on the map, or it seems like they're losing something, they're not. They're trading it somewhere else.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times it's more valuable in the grand scheme of things than what they're actually getting.
Yeah, especially right now. Teddy's needed here. Carl TC up on front. Brusco's in trouble.
Yep, he's going for Brusco. Raging Sandstorm from Sanji again, and he gets a return. Brusco goes into his death. I'm not sure if that was needed, but it seems disconnected, and now Kirk jumping into the fight as well. He's got to get out of here. Super Friends laying down the lantern to help him get out, but man, Onyx falling in part aside of their jungle.
Yeah, they're going to lose a lot of control here, and that is the trade that we're talking about. Is that a fair trade? Now it's TLPH with just free access.
Yeah, and this is just off of that one turret push that Liquid had, because Onyx had to play side lanes first. There's a bigger prior for TLPH for them to take mid. Although they forced out the flicker on the Claude top side, for Onyx, they just need to scale, they need farm. But the problem right now is TLPH, they have tempo on the map. They're controlling the river. They have access to the Moskov. They have access to this Lord side. So Onyx has to find a way to sort of like reclaim or retake some form of territory in the mid lane.
That's true. The territory definitely is going to start shrinking very, very soon, especially when Carl TC gets those level advantages early on.
That's big.
A free flicker here.
I mean, it's Carl TZ, man. Might as well just flicker to be safe.
Yeah.
It feels that way.
Yeah, because of the fact that TLPH was also playing off map. Nobody was showing mid. JP was in the bush. Kirk had no idea where everybody was on the side of TLPH. So the moment he saw Phantom Steed, and then the name Carl TZ. Might as well go flicker out.
These are those games where you just want to turn off the names.
Yeah.
I think that will help a lot.
Just change it to Leo Mord and,
Yeah.
you know, Valentina. Oh, we can't do that.
There
in
is
this
an
game.
option to remove the game
Is there?
the name, right?
Is there? I don't know.
No, there isn't? No.
We're thinking of a different game here. All right, fighting for this Lord already. Black Dragon form going to be used even at JP at half health. He can pop the Revitalize if he needs it, but I don't know if they're going to go for the Void. Oh! So close from Severo on the SOD. But Lord still secured by Team Liquid. Now going for the fight as Brusco falls. They're still looking for more. Now
cleaning
Kirk,
up.
he's punching his way to take out Sanford. So at least a 1-for-1 trade, but Kirk could be in trouble now. He's got some shields to work with, but it's not enough. As he'll fall, Severo left on the other side of the map to just push in a Phantom Steed. They're going for more. They're going to go for King Kong, but not before he takes one with him. It's Carl Teasy to clean up the fight.
Teddy.
Oh, Super Prince.
He's in trouble.
He's in between two turrets. He should be safe. The Lord was dealt with by Severo.
Okay.
Oh, Super Prince. Oh!
Oh, not safe. Not safe at all.
Yeah, I was about to say good counterplay from Onyx at least, even though TFPH possibly.
Severo shows up. He's able to get Teddy, but no! He's still working because Severo turns us around! He shuts down the GOAT Carl Teasy!
What a counterplay from Severo. The pressure lives up to his name. I was gonna say earlier, TFPH overextended a bit. Sanford died, but Sanji and Carl TZ played well to cover for each other, got more kills, but even though they were getting kills, they were being punished by King Kong. And then Severo was able to clean up the Lord. And then after that, TFPH tried to look for more kills, and then the Moskov appeared. We've said this so many times in the regular season. You do not get to overpressure against Severo because he can punish.
Yeah, he is the pressure. He just knows how to deal with it.
Yep.
And finally, Onyx is showing us why they chose the Moskov over the Ascension in this game. Severo can do stuff like that. He was doing it in the regular season. All the superhero landings in the perfect time, saving Onyx just when you thought everything was lost.
Man, down from almost getting the Lord, the Spear of Destruction, down to, you know, handling it, pushing that wave up top, getting the tier 2 down, and then showing up for that fight to get a double. Like, if that doesn't reiterate the fact of what we mentioned back on day one of right now, the Indonesian player for Onyx Philippines is just making things happen and sometimes carrying the team. This is what's happening right now. He's bought them enough time.
Yeah, and now he's bought the Wind of Nature. So this is a big problem for TFPH. You have to outplay a mechanically gifted Severo on his signature Moskov with a Wind of Nature. So TFPH have a lot of layers to go through against Onyx.
I can smell the outplays. I'm waiting for it, right? Like, you can enable so much with the Nation, especially the majority of them are physical damage.
Yeah, and the reason why I say outplays is because majority of the damage units on TFPH are all physical. And this is also the item that dropped Aurora Gaming back in day number 1. One outplay might spell your doom. Even though that was a different hero, same idea.
Yeah, it is a 2-0-1 Moskov as well. Now, no cross map, no problem. We're going to try to fight it out as a 5v5. At least that's what Onyx is thinking right now. They're looking for it. Sanford's up on front, still has that Black Dragon.
Oh, Sanji! Oh, the flicker!
Hey, yeah, flicker burned. Severo doesn't have that. That's crucial. So he's going to have to rely on Brusco potentially here. Kirk doing the work.
Okay.
Taking some resources, at least from Carl TZ, but the space for this Lord is what they're looking for.
That's a decent cut. He can split that top side. And it will force a reaction from TL here.
Oh, they're going up. They're going up top.
Oh, they are going up top. Kirk's still there though. Are they gonna try to spawn him out?
AOG.
He's got the purple buff, mid lane, gonna be the focus. Black Dragon form to use as well from Sanford.
They used up all their ults.
They just want to push Onyx off of this. There's a push down bot as well.
Wow.
Good waves
All right.
for Onyx. Now they're gonna start up the Lord here. They make quick work to clear it. Kirk goes to push on the off lane to put the pressure there. Kirk, he'll punch that turret down. Severo. Sanji has a Raging Sandstorm. They got to deal with Kirk. Kirk gets a turret. A great move there. They're keeping TLPH guessing already. Lord's gonna go for a reset though. This might just break out into a fight. Sanford still in the base. They come in. They're looking for Carl. Onyx will be able to get one. They're looking for more. SOD. Here's Severo. Pops the Wind of Nature. Still alive, and they'll collapse down on the Cavalry under the Tier 2 turret, wiping them out.
Onyx finds the golden opportunity to split push. TLPH, the Cavalry was confused, but the Super Family is pushing the base.
If there's a liquid stampede, we gotta figure something out for that for Onyx, because what was that?
That was an Onyx flash if I've ever seen one. They took TLPH by surprise, complete outmaneuver, and Kirk was at the helm.
I mean, there were a lot of doubts with this Moscow pick. They could have gone the Yi Sun-shin. They could have gone the undefeated route. But no, they went with the mechanical route. They went with the pressure. They went with Severo.
Oh man, that was so genius to see how they played that. You think it's just the Moskov that can push across the map? Well, hell, when you got Kirk doing a play like that, making a move on the off-lane turret, at the same time you have a wave to deal with, that puts you in a very susceptible position if you're Team Liquid. The rest of the guys around the Lord trying to face off against Onyx.
Yeah. And that one outplay on the bottom side allowed for all these things to happen and open up the game for Onyx and the standard Emas. The pressure lives up to his name. Severo is our game MVP with an amazing performance on the Moscow 206. 80% kill preservation, and again, one outplay led to the other. They allowed the split push for the top side, and the Wind of Nature problem for TLPH proved to be too much.
Yeah, it was too much, especially since you have a lineup that will specialize in physical damage, like you pointed out right there. Valentina just there mainly for crowd control. You can't really use sustained damage on that Val, so now that was a big problem that had to be solved, but TLPH did not have enough time to fix it.
Oh man, I feel like this was foretold at one point, because we were talking about how, you know, you get all your power picks if you're Onyx in this game. You're facing, match point, and you go for your best, and it just so happens also to be a hero that Severo was introduced on to a lot of the people that had just started tuning into MPL Philippines. You see the same thing happen here. I swear, he's the best damn Moskov right now in MPL Philippines. You don't see this from the other gold laners right now, like, to be able to have this kind of impact.
Yeah, and again, it's all risky, right? Like, if you look back to the draft, they gave Liquid all the comforts, a very fast tempo lineup, all just because they wanted to get their own comfort picks, play the late game, duke it out, micro battle, and then it's insane that we see Onyx capabilities push to the limits. And yeah, they're pushed to the limits, but because they can definitely do that against even the likes of TLPH, where one outplay, one mistake that they see from TLPH, they do the same thing. They've gotten an inch, they push it to a mile.
Yeah, and this time around, they got the inch earlier, so the inch's value, basically, I think that's exponential, right? Like, they got the first blood on Teddy. Just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
They were able to get that momentum, use it into the mid, force a situation like this where Kirk was finally the biggest threat on the map, and Carlteasy could not ignore it.
Yeah, there was, I almost think after watching that for Carlteasy, he probably had to remember, like, oh yeah, I'm not the Baksha anymore. Like
he's slower.
He's a little slower, not as tanky. But it was also just, again, it wasn't even down to that. It was just Onyx really knowing their composition strength here. Yeah. They were able to play around it. TLPH definitely gave them a run for the money, though, for the early fights, those early skirmishes, the early objectives. You see there, they secured the 3 turtles. Yeah. And so they had control, especially early to mid-game, but Onyx knew the way to dissect that composition when it really mattered, and that's kind of what we saw unfold throughout especially the late game there.
Yeah, and I would say though, like, this is what immortalizes teams like TLPH, you still have to respect that, right? Like when they picked up the God of Gacha, we saw the faces of a lot of like Liquid players. It felt like they didn't have a lot of pressure in mid, but Calties was able to, you know, give some form of control in the trio mid just to be able to like slow the game down against Onyx, because Onyx were playing both side lanes, but even then they didn't have all the tools in the world to deal with the Zushin, the Khalid, so they had to force a lot of things on the side of Onyx, and it came down to Sanjay using that Raging Sandstorm to bait out a flicker from Severo, but even then after that, it felt like Onyx didn't react at all. They were just so calm, so collected, because they knew they could just play the map, they could play split pressure, because TLPH, they don't have the best of heroes to deal with the split push.
And I like an Onyx that's cool, calm, and collected. They're not bowing to the pressure. They can make better decisions. And in this game, the smallest decisions really, really matter, especially at the highest level of MLBB.
Yeah.
They made it time and time again, which is very impressive. Again, this is the Onyx that we knew in the regular season. The Onyx that slowly built up Severo to become this really scary monster on almost any hero at this point, right? Like, I don't know a bad hero for Severo at this point.
Oh man, I wonder if we'll get to see him play the YSS or not, or, you know, so far for the series, it's not that it's been bad or anything, but when he's had the Claude, obviously he's had a really difficult time activating the Claude just because of the nature of the team composition and everything else. But, you know, in this case, like I said, it's what Onyx has showed us they're capable of doing. It's just in a way that, you know, if they bring a different kind of draft out, if they get their power picks again, depending on what the draft looks like for Game 4, then there's some adjustments that can be made. I think the same is going to happen for TLPH. Like, they've really, up to this point, and only towards a certain specific point in Game 3 where they truly like tested. And so now, you know, we see this with TLPH a lot, where it's like, all right, you poke the bear a little bit, now they're angry, you know, and you can expect them to play that way in Game 4.
He'd know all about it.
Right, that's right.
If you do that, he gets angry as well. So
Shout out to my bear bros out there.
very good observation here from a bear himself. So, wow. Well, you know what, the audience, I can see all smiles around him, because they know that we are not going to go home with a sweep.
Yes, sir.
Tickets are going to be very, very stonks today.
Maybe we even get to see 5 games.
Oh,
Maybe next game,
Onyx wins.
Onyx gets decent shin. Because you know what? This is Teddy's first loss on Claude.
oh no, the win streak is over. The
He was-
MMR.
What was he, 14-0? Now he's 14-1.
Yeah, 14-1.
The MMR is gone.
So the 4,018 MMR that Teddy has is now down to 3,912.
That's a big hit. That's a big hit.
That's a minus 100.
Yeah, so now maybe, you know, if you can do it, Teddy, maybe try to punch back there. So
Yeah.
we'll talk about that a little bit more later on. For now, you guys, we all need a breather here. So let's go ahead and throw it over to the host. We have some very interesting people all around,
All around,
who
actually.
joined us today.
Yeah.
And I think our hosts are going to talk to a few of them. What's that? That's very familiar.
You're gonna know in just a bit. You're gonna
That's
know.
very
Oh, let's say,
familiar.
wait, what was it? What was it?
No, I'm not gonna do
Yeah,
it.
it's not gonna
I
do
didn't
it
get to see it.
Okay,
again.
okay.
I just still don't know.
If you know what that means, you know what
Burrito?
we're talking about. But
Burrito?
before yes, yes. But MSCU. So these are some of the teams that are definitely gonna be seen here. A lot of them are getting locked in, bro.
Wow, look at all the teams qualified for like wild card over here. I
And
know,
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations
I know
to
you're
Mr. Midnight.
celebrating. Celebrating over here. So either way, man,
I'm going to Paris.
you're going to Paris.
He's going to Paris, 100%.
Yeah, I
Can
mean,
can you get me a croissant?
I'm gonna
Croissant.
get you a baguette.
Okay.
You like baguettes?
You like baguettes?
No, I don't.
Sorry,
Oh.
baguette.
I'm not.
Baguettes.
Nope. I like croissant.
Croissant. okay.
Croissant.
We'll get croissant.
Okay.
All right.
I mean, I don't mean to flex, but it's Paris.
It is Paris.
You don't get to do this every day.
That's
That's
true.
right.
That's true.
Ah.
There's how many spots are?
This is
Like,
wild
There's
card,
a lot.
right?
There's a
Yeah,
lot.
this is all
Yeah.
wild card. So we got some wild card spots here. We of course still have the other MPLs finishing up. East Asia is what I had the pleasure of getting to cast a bit. That was actually nice, by the way. Just throwing a little fun fact out there. It was nice to see, you know, the South Korean team compete, and then also we get to see Japan compete a bit. Yes, they didn't get to move forward, but it's always nice to see new regions come forward and into the competitive scene of MLBB.
Absolutely. I mean, the family's just growing.
Yeah.
Like, all around, there's just so many things happening. MSL Myanmar's also gonna have their, gonna have their own grand finals alongside us.
Yes, sir.
So my eyes are gonna be like split up here so
All
much.
the screens.
And remember that interview we talked about? Check it out.
Extend ang ating serye, kaya naman ngayon ay nandito ang isa sa mga buff from our KOLs, Shaira! Hi guys! Shout out sa lahat ng nanonood ng MPL! Wow! Welcome talaga dito sa Champions Arena. Alam mo, Shaira, ikaw talaga yung champion sa taas ng energy. Kumusta ba yung vibe mo dito sa Champions Arena?
Ay, pagpasok ko pa lang, kitang-kita ko na agad. Grabe ang energy ng bawat teams. Grabe, ang pinakalakas na team na nandito, Onyx at saka TLPH. Grabe talaga!
Ay, grabe, Shaira. Alam mo, Shaira, parang mas mataas pa yung energy mo kahit pagsamahin yung dalawa. Alam mo, Shaira, gusto ko lang malaman, nakatulog ka ba?
Hindi nga eh.
Hindi nga. Na-excite ka talaga sa mga kaganapan ngayong araw.
na-excite talaga.
Oo, Shaira,
Ako naman kaya.
dito sa ating dalawang teams, ano ba yung napupusuan mo?
Parehas kasi.
Parehas. Ang hirap talaga.
Hirap pamili.
Nahihiyak na talaga si Shaira sa mga ganap. Pero alam mo, Shaira, habang nagaganap itong ating match sa loob, meron din tayong super fan city sa labas. Balita ko, meron daw kayong booth dyan.
Ay, oo, meron, guys. Please visit our booth, yung All-Star, kasi grabe ang daming mga prizes and pang-freebies na pwede niyong makuha.
So, hindi lang si Shaira ang nagigiftan nyo. Gigiftan
Oo.
din kayo ng ating mga KOLs to our super fan city.
Yeah.
At alam mo, Shaira, balita ko, meron din daw kayong shoot na episodes for All-Star.
Ay, oh my God, guys. So, abangan nyo pala yon bukas na, no? From May 30 and 31, meron kaming episode. So, 2 p.m. yon guys. Kaya abangan nyo ang pasabog namin.
Aabangan ko talaga. Ikaw ba yung isa sa mga umarte doon?
Ay, ako ang representado ng
Wow.
Philippines!
Wow! Grabe, Shaira, parang bagay talaga sa'yo mag-artista. Eh, no? Parang lahat ng emosyon ay nararamdaman namin kapag kasama ka. At i-invite mo naman lahat ng ating mga super fans na manood dito sa venue.
So yun nga guys, so, nabanggit ko na kanina. Abangan nyo, 2 p.m. bukas ang episode ng All-Star. Imagine, iba't ibang region ang kasama ko, yes. 10 po kami from different countries na maglalaban-laban. At ako po ang magpipresenta sa Pilipinas.
Ang buff ng Philippines, ang KOL nating si Shaira. So ipa-cheer mo naman, tigisang team.
Okay guys, titignan natin ngayon kung sino nga ba ang may pinakamalakas na cheer. Ready na bang lahat? Okay, saan muna, Odin? Saan sino
Siyempre
sa tingin
sa
mo?
Onyx muna.
Okay, Onyx muna. And 3, 2, 1, Onyx!
Wow!
Ba, lakas
Napantayan yung level ng energy mo.
Oo.
Dito naman sa
Oh, dito.
kabila.
Oh,
Siyempre,
TLPH.
kailangan bumawi.
Alam nyo na, narinig nyo na. So dapat mas lagpasan nyo pa. Ready? And 3, 2, 1, TLPH!
Wow! Grabe na talaga ating mga super fans at grabe ka na rin, Shaira. Maraming salamat for being with us here in the Champions Arena. Ibalik na muna natin sa ating mga casters at sabayan mo ko pag sinabing palag na to. In 3, 2, 1, palag na to!
Kala ko kante.
Maraming salamat sa iyo, Shaira. Kailangan ko na magpa-check up ng tenga pagkatapos nitong araw na ito.
Iba ka talaga, Shaira. Nakaka-blockbuster ka na, nakakabasag ka pa ng eardrum. Anyway, ibang klase ang nakita natin mula sa Onyx Philippines in that game number 3. That is the reason why we are going to this next game, you know? TLPH usually, momentum na sila pag mga ganong
Yeah.
klase ng scenarios eh. But Onyx Philippines just showed to us what they're made of at bakit sila nakarating sa upper bracket finals from being here or from being at the play-ins.
Yep. Malaking bagay yon, stopping the momentum that was definitely evident na rin sa Cavalry for the first 2 games. And this is why we appreciate so much how well Onyx adapted. This is something na pinag-uusapan natin sa draft pa lang kanina.
Right.
The moment they decided to switch up the priorities, I think particularly starting with that Suyo Red 3. Kasi from that point onwards, di ba, nakita na natin kung paano nila mas napalitan, mas na-change kung ano yung nagiging go-to na strategy and playstyle nila, which really favored them a lot. But also, you could not take away the fact na for majority of the game, Liquid really had it under control. It was just really that one play, and I guess that one key player from Onyx Philippines that made all this possible.
And I think that was some of the things na na-mention ng ating mga desk analysts. They were talking about the composition of Onyx Philippines having a significant advantage pagdating ng mga later portions ng ating laro. And ang big benefit pa doon was Zavero actually popping off during the 9th or maybe the 10th minute of this matchup, which gave a lot of opportunities for Onyx na unti-unting makabawi and eventually take this matchup for good.
Yep, eto nakikita nyo ngayon kung gaano karami yung mga kasama natin.
Grabe, sobrang dami.
Gusto mo bang maglakad ng onte?
O sige, lakad tayo ng konti.
Lakad kami
Gusto
konti,
tayo
guys,
lakad punta. Kamusta?
Kamusta, guys? Oy, kaya pa ba? Kaya pa
Buhayin
ba?
natin ang lahat ng mga nandito. Okay.
Ano to?
Oh,
Ano to?
Wala ako dyan, ha? Wala ako dyan. Kaya pala pinaglakad, no? Sino nagsabi maglakad
Sino
tayo?
nag-call na maglakad po kami?
Feeling ko
direct?
ipapakita nyo lang talaga. Sige, isa pa nga. Baka ano eh. Grabe.
Ang galing, oh.
Meron pa ba dyan? May iba pa ba dyan?
Ang galing kasama pala si Teddy doon. Oh. Okay,
Biglang
let's go.
may Teddy.
Let's go.
O,
Dito
lakad
tayo.
tayo sa kabila.
Oy, ito, shoutout natin.
Oy, shoutout natin
okay.
to.
We know you're probably doing a
Yes.
watch party right now.
Yes.
We would like to shout out. How do we address him? How do we address him, you know?
Hindi, sabi niya, Babaero Wolf daw eh. Babaero Mirko also.
Babaero Mirko.
Right? I think that, ayan pala, yan, Mir Bagets. I don't know what Mir Bagets is. I guess yan yung mga minions ni Mirko.
Minions? Okay. I never know they had a name.
We're
pero,
looking for
okay,
more
okay.
creative stuff.
Sige,
Kaya
ano ba?
nahanap pa tayo.
Ano ba meron tayo
punta
dyan? Hello
dun sa
po,
likod.
Nay.
Punta tayo dun sa likod. Hello po
Saan
sa
po
inyong
tayo
lahat.
pupunta ngayon? Saan po
Ayan
tayo
na,
pupunta
ang
ngayon?
dami.
Oo.
Aakyat ba tayo? Pupunta
tayo,
natin.
aakyat
Aakyat
tayo.
Sige, dito natin eh.
Direct, kaya pa?
Oo.
Oh,
Goal
sige.
natin maka
Oh,
10,000
sige.
step. Goal natin maka 10. Goal
Uy.
natin maka 10,000 steps
Oo,
dito sa
ikot
San Juan
tayo dito.
Arena eh.
Ay,
di
kailangan
ba?
natin pumunta sa kabila.
Oo,
tingin ko.
yung mga
kikita naman sa kabila.
naka-on ba yung Strava mo, te?
Naka-on ba?
Naka-on ba? Hello po sa inyo. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. Magay kayo sa
Let's
camera.
go!
Yan po, tutukan mo sila lahat, kuya. Grabe. Sobrang dami ng tao. Partida. Di ba?
Ay,
Ayos
ang galing,
ba yan?
no?
Uy, hello po.
Ilang steps na tayo?
Uy, pakita mo yan.
Uy, ang ganda.
Ipakita mo yan,
Pakita mo
men.
to.
Santi, para to sa'yo kung nanonood ka man.
Santi!
Santi, para to sa'yo.
Iba ka. Alam mo yun, ah.
din.
Bigay po natin sa kanya yan mamaya.
Opo, bigay po
Oo.
natin yun
Tapos
mamaya.
mag-picture po kayo.
Ayan.
At nandito na tayo. Saan na tayo?
Oo,
Saan na tayo?
exit na tayo eh.
Mag-exit na
Balis
tayo. Okay.
Balis na yata tayo.
Hindi, iba to. Dito tayo.
Oo, doon ba tayo?
Dito pa tayo.
Stoppage na pala.
stoppage
Hindi man
na
lang
pala.
hindi sila umabot sa cut-off.
Ayun lang.
Wala. Ano ang goal
Saan
natin?
tayo dadaan?
Babalik na tayo.
Babalik na kami.
Hindi, kasi nakikita na ng mga internet fans natin.
Saan po kami dadaan?
Hindi, doon tayo sa kabila. Doon tayo sa
mali.
kabila. Nakikita kasi ng mga internet fans natin yung since nandito sila sa bandang Onyx Philippines side.
Oy,
And in
ang dami
fact,
dito. Sayang, hindi natin napakita.
Oo nga eh. Balang araw po, dadating din po tayo sa punto na makakarating po kami sa
Balang
kabilang
araw.
banda.
Balang
Huwag
araw
po kayong
someday.
mag-alala. Onyx, babalikan po namin kayo kung sakali na manalo yung Onyx
Oo.
PH sa game number 5. Parang malaki ba tiwala ng Onyx PH? Malaki? I see it. I see the vision. At i-update lang din po namin ang ating internet audience na nakabalik na po kami sa aming upuan.
Opo.
So I think it's about time for us to start game number 4. 2-1. Match point pa rin ang Team Liquid Philippines. Talk to us about the good things na nagawa ng Onyx Philippines aside from the draft prioritization na nakita natin kanina.
I think even though karamihan talaga ng pwede nating masabi about Onyx when it comes to that, just really was from that one team fight onwards na nakita natin. I guess you could also say it's how they were able to maybe calm down a bit in terms of what they wanted to do. Kasi parang si Kirk nag-revert lang siya dun sa typical na this is how we use the Pakito, this is how we just constantly keep the pressure going, this is how we make sure na parang we keep them on their toes. And they mainly started that through yung, again, nakita natin ginagawa ni Kirk, managing the waves so well, so much that Liquid and their objective fighting capabilities were hindered just because they had to react to what he was doing in the map.
Okay, so the idea for Onyx Philippines, surprisingly, is to take out itong Pakito, which is something that we don't usually see as much in this series kasi nga gamit na gamit yan either ni Sanford or either nitong si Kirk. So it felt like Onyx Philippines, there's a reason why they keep on sticking with this red side. Napansin mo, parang hindi yata sila nagkaroon ng sandamakmak na changes based on what we're seeing. Or should I say, it's actually the blue side ngayon para sa Onyx Philippines. And looking at it again from hindsight, the Marcel still not an option.
Yeah.
Para naman dito si TLPH, what's the idea here? Dapat ba silang bumalik dun sa Baksha since parang binubuksan din naman ng Onyx yun, or do they have to think of other things?
Onyx being in blue. Actually, sobrang interesting na itong makita kung sila naman ano kaya yung magiging prio nila because it seems like the Baksha will be open. So I might still hop on that train of thought na they could potentially go for the Baksha in the first pick and there they go.
Sila ang nag-first pick nitong Baksha. King Kong has used it during the play-ins and even towards the 3 days na nandito na tayo sa San Juan Arena. So, an optimal choice here for DLPH is to possibly go for a gold laner para dito kay Teddy. We saw him use the Harith and the Claude all throughout this series. Wala pang iba because it's just 4 games.
Yeah, and that's also, I think, what's been keeping Onyx in the game, I feel. Kasi hindi naman nila sobrang na-force out. But I think that's also a great choice from Liquid kasi they're not totally reacting to Savero and putting in so much pressure on him. Similar to what we saw for maybe Falcons last night when they went up against Onyx and maybe focused a bit too much on Savero. But now it's Liquid picking up the Cho.
Oo, yung Freya lang kasi talaga yung problemahin mo mainly in terms of the gold lane. The others, you're looking at 2 of the best gold laners that we have here in the world. So, DLPH, they're kind of changing things up. Pili sila nung Cho na nasabi nga natin kanina na medyo nagsastruggle yung Onyx PH in working with it. Pero naalala ko din kasi yung sinabi ni Eto Max kanina that it is somewhat of a good matchup against this Baksha. Kasi masisipa mo lang siya. If you have the tools to burst it down, then maybe you have a chance na maparag kagad yung front line. But Onyx Philippines decides to go for a Lapu-Lapu, another damage-dealing XP laner, at isasama mo pa yan with this Claude.
Okay, at automatically, a not-so-target for the Cho, perhaps, to go for the Lapu-Lapu right away. Because again, there are just countless ways for a Lapu to keep himself immune and safe. But there's a great response to the carry as well. So you see the true frontliners, main frontliners for Onyx as well. You already have a huge response and answer. This saves the Carl TZ and Sanji pick for second phase. This is something that Liquid has only done here in this game so far for this entire series.
Yeah, and from what I can remember dun sa ating real-time cooling tactics, it's TLPH's task na medyo mababaan yung sa lower tier, yung mga gold laner heroes itong sa Savero. Kahit na sabihin natin na hindi naman naging factor yun in terms of the banning phase, it felt like Onyx had the urgency to pick up a Savero hero right away just because of what he did during game number 3. Nung nilast pick siya, it boded very well for this team dahil nga meron silang aasahan up until the end. And I think this is a composition, the Lapu might be a question mark for me sa ngayon, but it's gonna help them later on once Savero gets his items.
Interesting though, Onyx take out the Guinevere. And can I just say na this feels like nag-swap lang sila. Like this draft from Liquid seems to be like an Onyx draft that we've seen for the first 2 games. And Onyx this time, it seems like they're the blue side Liquid for the past 2 games. But it's great that Liquid are taking out again yung Hylos because I think that is also gonna be a really great answer. Imagine na Baksha Hylos again paired up together, diba? I think that will finally enable what we've been looking for Onyx in terms of yung fast rotations nila. I wonder why the Kimi 2. It feels so...
Yeah, dude. Like, kung tatakpan mo yung mga pangalan nila, you would expect that Onyx banned the Hylos and the Kimi, but it's the other way around. So, TLPH they probably have something in store for us here. Baka gumamit na naman sila ng Gatot Kacha if it's still available once again. Or, I mean, not anymore because the Cho is finally available. So they have to worry about the team fight in itself. And that's where the Eve comes to play. So Cho and Eve ang kanila magiging combo dito para kay Sanji and JP.
Okay, it's great. Because I think also the Kimi pickup would enable Onyx to just keep their kiting on top, and Liquid might wanna fight within this box kasi nakuha na naman nila yung Eve once again. So I think this will help them execute their plans in terms of this lineup. But for Onyx, we're looking at a Brusco and Super Prince mid duo.
Yeah.
There's a no Kalea still. The Khalid is still up. But that's a Cho, so you have to really. Okay. Okay.
I see the vision.
You see the okay.
I see the vision. Again, they can play macro with this. Pero ito na ang alas ng Cavalry. Team Liquid Philippines picks up a classic hero, an old friend ni Carl Gabriel Nepomuceno. Team Liquid Philippines, how are we feeling about Game 4?
But let me ask the Super Fam. We have the Luyi Atlas. Kumusta ang Super Fam dyan?
TLPH 2, Onyx 1. Will we go to Game 5 or will it end here? Casters, take it away.
But trump cards have been unleashed here in game number 4 of TLPH versus Onyx. So many main character syndromes here. I am getting overwhelmed. I love it.
I love it too. We're going to be jumping into this. Hopefully, this one will take us to a Game 5, man. Comfort picks across the board in a way. I'm wondering if TLPH will be able to get through the issues that was Brusco on the Cho earlier.
Yeah, I feel like this time around they just picked.
Whoa.
Oh, wait.
That's some good early damage. Whoa! Already an early flicker from Sanji.
Yeah, I was just saying, I mean, it's the same problem. Like, they picked the Cho into Abasha, but like what Coach Atamak said earlier, like, it is a decent hero to deal versus the Baksha because you get a lot of vision early game. You get aggressive players like this, and you can essentially just control River. But I think the main strength of TL's lineup is that they're heavily, like, they have a lot of, like, mobile heroes on their lineup.
Yeah, the mobility is off the charts here. Again, can be matched by cross-map plays by the Luyi with Super Prince.
JP has to burn the flicker. He's going to be alive, and that seems to be a problem. That, okay. little threatening there, JP. You might want to go back, but he does, and that's the combo in the mid that's going to continue to happen between that mid lane duo.
Yeah, majority of this is just showing off your force very early on. I think Onyx does need to do that as well.
Yeah.
And I think TLPH feels that. I feel it. As JP, you're not as safe as you were in game 1 to 3.
Yeah, and this is where things kind of become more awkward and weird for TLPH. Ideally, you want to be able to win out the first turtle, especially with his Phobius on your lineup because he's up against a Lapu Lapu, but conceptually, Onyx has a lot more better kits on their side. Like, they can actually fight this first turtle, so it's awkward in a sense where TL's comp, they don't really get to play how they want to play this game.
Oh, okay. First turtle. Contizi's going to swing on down here after taking a camp in the jungle, but he goes forward, trying to use the Phantom Execution. Turtle still secured. Sanji goes down. Carl Tizi as well. Onyx able to convert a whole lot off the first turtle. 2 kills and an objective, and they'll go ahead and take out the purple buff as well.
That is just so much conversion from 2 kills at Pearl as well.
Oh, wow, they're fighting.
They will lose out on the purple. Oh, JP
Well, went to
gets it.
JP.
Yeah.
Might as well go to a teammate than the opposing team.
Yeah, but job's done for Onyx. They took out the purple. They take away a little bit of farm from Carl TZ. Unfortunately, that Phantom Execution Retray combo wasn't enough. It was actually the Tortoise Boy Sans that killed the turtle. Maybe 2 HP left, I don't know. But King Kong didn't even use Retray for the turtle.
There you go. That is huge. He's going to be able to use it actually, you know, if ever there was like a post-turtle fight.
Oh, Fatal Link's going to bring out JP. Can't escape. And this is why I asked the question. Is he going to make this Cho work throughout this game? Diversion going to be used. They're going for Carl Teasy again. They spot him out in the jungle. Thorn Rose isn't going to help you here, Carl Teasy.
Yeah, this is what I was saying earlier. TLPH's comp, they don't seem to work with what they want to play in the game. They had a full views, they had to win the first turtle, but because of this Lancelot last pick, as much as I like seeing Carl Nepomuceno on the Lancelot, there's just a big disconnect with the way they drafted and how they want to play this game.
Especially since the Cho can't really do pressure that much. There's no kill potential. Who are you going to pressure here? I mean, that in itself is a very, very big problem that needs to be addressed very soon because they're starting to lose out on gold.
Yeah, because the question you ask TLPH is where's the damage coming from? Especially up against heroes like Lapu-Lapu, Baxia, even an Atlas. Like, you have the bypass, but there's no damage. Onyx can outlive you in the fight. So for TLPH, they have to slow the game down. But because of, again, the Phobius and the way TLPH's play, they want to force a lot of aggression in the early game, but they just can't.
I completely agree. There's so much shielding that you need to go through. There's so much, there's so much shields. And again, map pressure from Super Prince.
Oh, diversion to mid. They're going to collapse down on Sanford. King Kong gets the turtle. They're looking for a kill. JP goes for a kill. He gets one, but he's stuck in the mid lane as he falls. No one goes down from Onyx.
And the one time JP gets a good kick in, he gets mowed down.
Yeah. Onyx, they're doing a fantastic job of knowing how to play the map in this game. You have to meet Liquid at all fronts. Wherever the aggression is, you go there, which is why this Louis pickup is so amazing from Super Friends. TLPH, they have a greedy lineup. So anything that they force against you, you contest for if you're Onyx.
This Loyi pickup is just giving such a big headache to TLPH right now. You can see it, right?
Yep.
It's so easy to get flanked by a Loyi, maybe even just Atlas sending Brusco to the back. That's already going to be so much anxiety.
Another diversion. Going for Carl Teasy. Thorn Rose going to be used. They go with the Fatal Links. Carl, you can't even play in game 4.
What a layering
Here's
from
JP.
King Kong.
There's a kick. At least they get something. Super Prince to fall. Brusco's going to be able to get away, but man, you have stalled Carl Teasy on this Lancelot. The hero he's known for playing and has done so many amazing things on. Well, against this lineup, he's not able to do too much.
That's one way to get into this game, get back into it, get into the head of Carl Teasy.
Yeah.
Make him play, make him have a very bad game.
Yeah, if you remember, if you look back to regular season, the only game where it looked like Liquid was immortal was when Carl Teasy suffered 7 deaths on Hayabusa. And Onyx, they can do the same thing here, just shut down this Lancelot.
Oh, Sanford, I don't think he's going to escape this either. Kirk will get that kill. Great rotate from King Kong. And man, Onyx is on fire right now in this game.
Yeah, and TLPH have a big problem right now. Savero's massive. He's winning the 1v1 against Steady. And now they're just constantly looking for plays.
Looking for more. Brusco.
Yeah, they can afford to do stuff like that over and over again.
Yep.
Now it's going to be a turtle priority. And Carl Teasy's just no shape to contest this.
Yeah, there's no damage.
Oh. Yeah, you just have to forfeit this last turtle. You are losing on all fronts here for Team Liquid. And Onyx has done a great job continuing to keep the pressure up. Kirk, he'll burn the flicker. RWM dropped down 2 from Sanji, his own flicker. So a couple things traded out on both sides.
Yeah, most wasted battle spell. Oh, Carl!
Carl!
Okay, he has a puncture, but I was gonna say most wasted battle spell, especially the one that Kirk just used, is not worth it. JP!
Big
again,
flicker.
Goes in with a kick. Super Prince able to get away. Good Fatal Links from Brusco to save Super Prince.
Atlas feels like just a point and shoot, right? Like he just uses Fatal Links. Everything they just fall apart. They just run away.
That's a big ult to use though for Onyx just to save Louis. Earlier, the flicker from Kirk, I would say that's worth it because you're essentially still controlling the map.
True.
And you're lessening the answers coming out from Liquid, but JP forcing a flicker and an ult from your side is definitely not a good, a good trade. TLPH, a bit of a good force, I would say, from the Cho, but they're still not out of this annoying window where Onyx can just constantly play.
Oh, they're going to try to go for it again. Flicker going to be used by Sanford. A turret, tier 2 falls. So far, it's easy pickings for Onyx to take what they want across the map. Here comes a diversion to the mid lane, sending in Onyx But Contizi will be able to get out just fine. He is very mobile on this Lancelot.
They're doing so many big plays, but it's so inexpensive to keep doing that over and over again, right? This Lo Yi is getting maximized, maximum stonks.
Yeah.
And Onyx is 4K.
Again, all you want right now is for Onyx to sit on the side lane, TP back to mid, defend the tower, make sure that Teddy's farming, and just remove some of the side lane pressure that TLPH can apply on this game, because they can definitely do that with the Lancelot and the carry. So if you're Onyx, you play it safe on mid, you play side lanes, let the Cloud farm, and then just play for objective.
Do it
JP.
again!
Oh, Fatal Links again. JP, he does get out with the G Kundo. He's still able to get there. King Kong jumping.
Whoa.
Good body block from Sanford, but now he's taking the brunt of damage. Sanji will drop down the RWM. There's Kirk jumping into the back line. Good kick from JP to work for it, but JP falls anyway. Sanford's still going to be live. Kirk gets a double. It's all worth it for Kirk.
Oh, Kirk!
He's chasing, he's chasing!
He wants to change.
Oh, no puncture!
Puncture through Thorn Rose there as well, but he gets slammed down on, and now he knows how it felt in game 1 and 2.
A bit flustered. The GOAT has been shut down. He thought he had a target to puncture through, but there was nobody in the grass.
Oh man, this is not what I expected Lancelot to come back in the playoffs with. 0-4 and 0-1 a car right now. Onyx knows how to deal with this.
Yeah, definitely. And again, it's just so simple for Onyx. You force fights, you contest wherever Liquid is,
Dude.
and then you're just winning a team fight straight out, especially with Kirk playing as aggressive as he can.
He feels like a clerk at this point, because from game 1 up to this point, game 4, think about the evolution in the games. He was pretty much shut down in the early game 1, game 2. He starts to pop off game 3. Now even here more so. 6-1 on this Lapu Lapu. Kirk is doing so much across the map and into these team fights. He's a threat himself. You know, we talked about the question of when Sanford was playing that Paquito in the earlier part of the series.
Yeah.
Is he the damage guy? Well, look at Kirk, man. They got to worry about him, and while the whole time Severo's farming up.
Oh, Carl.
Oh, King Kong.
This is annoying. This is annoying. If you're a Carl TZ, like, every time you see King Kong, you're going to be so flustered. TP!
Off map TP.
Diversion used. Lord will charge into that bottom base turret of Team Liquid.
Almost.
Tier 2 next. The Fatal Links comes through. Sandy trying to get away, but Super Frisk just has so much damage on the back line. You don't even see it coming. 2 fall for Team Liquid and a base turret as well.
The Monster Mage reminding everyone just who he is. You cannot walk freely. The Lo Yi will catch you.
2 games. 2 damn games from Onyx. 2 straight comfort lineups for the Super family, and this is what you get. The gods are bleeding on the side of TLPH. That bait from Brusco, a fake back into Flicker with a Fatal Links, set up for an amazing fight for Onyx, and even Super Prince flickering on the front lines just to take down the GOAT.
Man, Brusco's doing everything right here on this Atlas. That's very hard to do. Usually you'd be messing up a few times.
Brusco.
He's just
Brusco
going.
again. Brusco, he sees 3 members. He'll grab 2. He's going to take a brunt of damage from Teddy as he's shredding through him. Gets away with 1 HP.
Hold up,
JP
hold up.
will go with the kick. Way of the Dragon. Severo finally popping off with a blazing duet. Prince is gone though. And now Sanford up in the front line. Kirk focused on Teddy. Carl gets a double kill.
Sanford!
He's got the space to work with. He gets a triple. Carl Teasy goes in and gets the shutdown. And Maniac, Team Liquid, turns the game on
they're
its
going for
head.
it. They're going for it.
They're going to go for it. It's Brusco left against the team. 1 cannon minion there. They still have it up.
4
They're going to
seconds
go
on Prince.
for it. Brusco trying to buy the time. Super Prince is up. The game isn't over just yet.
Man, oh man, TLPH just reminding everyone what they're capable of.
1 wrong fight from the Super family, and the GOAT lead has now come down to a halt. TLPH has clawed their way back An amazing response from Sanji with a real world manipulation flicker from JP and Carl TZ finding the dashes, finding the punctures, and finding the targets on the side of Onyx. Sanford as well, staying so damn good in the front lines.
Going in it, Severo gets it.
Severo gets it. There's the fatal links.
Big trouble, JP's low.
He's got immortality. They're going for more. Carl TZ up in the front. He's going to pop the damage, but they just got to deal with this Lord now.
OTP!
Oh, diversion.
Diversion, big one, big one.
Use this, going for Carl. Thorn Rose. He Carl TZ survives against it all. But they have to deal with the Lord. They got to go for the reset.
No freaking way. Carl TZ again with the punctures. We have a game, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know what to say, man. This is just a masterclass, a showdown between two of the strongest teams in the league.
You know what it is, man? It's all where superstar triggers popping off all at the same time.
Yeah.
Absolute cinema.
The clutch gene
It's
across
all
this
going
man.
on, man.
You got to think how delayed, how much pressure Carl TZ dealt with in the beginning of this game, mid-game. And it's only him that can do things like this on this Lancelot.
Yep.
And make moves and turns like this in the game.
And man, I just want to highlight Sanford on this full view. So damn annoying in the front line. So freaking tanky against Onyx, where they have to find the engage, but Sanford has always been on the face of the damage dealers, effectively shutting down some of the response from Onyx Philippines. And now you have Steady Teddy on the carry, fed up with what happened in the early game. Now he has items.
It's starting to hurt, man. That carry is starting to become even more of a threat, something that we didn't see in the first 12 minutes of the game. This is looking very, very even. And that goal lead they were working on for 12 minutes is gone.
Yeah, we saw it yesterday. Carl TZ invaded early game, level 3 internal, able to claw his way back to an MVP performance.
Yep.
The question is, can he do that for a ticket to Paris?
No way we do it again, right? No way we see it. They're literally one game away from their EWC ticket. And all of that, again, just relying on very micro plays, very micro mistakes, and the great catches, by the way. JP caught Super Fins that last engage as well.
It's a battle of engage, honestly. Brusco and JP, they really have to be on point here, but also for Onyx, they have to find good angles, good ways to engage against this re-engage comp from TFPH, especially with the way Sanji has been utilizing the real-world manipulation just to counter the Fatal Links engage from Onyx. And Sanford as well, a big issue for Onyx because even Severo cannot find a good Blazing Duet if Sanford hasn't used the passive from the basic attack.
Yeah, this is an interesting thing too, just because now, you know, with both gold laners, it's so crucial here what they're able to do. This is an interesting position.
All right.
Again, they have diversion. They will go ahead and clear out that bottom wave. They'll take a trip to the
He sees them!
He sees them! JP, oh, what a crowd gonna use! Carl takes the brunt of the damage and the Fatal Links as well. JP still got an immortality. It's gonna be popped. It's a counter punch, but Sanford drops in! And now Super Fritz in trouble in the back line. Sanji's taking him out, and now he's gonna be working for Brusco. San duo comes in clutch for Team Liquid Philippines. Carl in the base. It's only Severo left alone against the full cavalry of Team Liquid. And the base, it's only Severo. That's it. Team Liquid will punch their ticket to the grand final at Paris EWC 26.
The cavalry marches. They don't stop. They stop the way, clawing their way back with the GOAT. The TZ clutch gene clutches Paris for Team Liquid.
And what a way to do it with the signature Lancelot. Its first appearance in the playoffs, ensuring their grand final slot, and once more, their appearance And Paris, what a way to do it as well.
Oh man, you can see the smile on Carl Tizzi's
Yeah.
face. Talk about a way to come back through a game when you were against the odds, not just in the hero pick, but the way they were moving. Hats off to Onyx, man. What a game, what a series they put on for us. I hope whoever ends up in the grand finals against Team Liquid, we get to see something like this again.
Yeah, I mean, again, TLPH, all throughout regular season, even the first day that they appeared in the playoffs, they looked immortal, but Onyx pushed the Titans at the edge, even forcing Carl TZ on a signature pick, Lancelot, able to shut him down in the early game. But everything, all through that, it's not enough against the GOAT.
That is just one way to do it, folks. They didn't dominate completely. Onyx got the great game. But at the end of the day, TLPH got the victory. Let's hear from them right now.
Superfans, the people asked if they are going to Paris. And Team Liquid Philippines answered with a we. Team Liquid Philippines is officially going to Paris. Denise, the crowd is going wild. The first team to go to Paris, or Paris rather. Congratulations, Team Liquid Philippines. All right, Teddy, ikaw na ang
Teddy,
Teddy.
we're gonna talk to you first. Are you okay?
Kamusta ka?
How are you? He's okay. He's so hyped.
I don't think it has sunk in for Teddy, but how sweet is this win for you? Naunang panalo
It's your first win
kontra Onyx rather.
against Onyx.
Pasok ka agad.
And now you're going to MSC.
Sobrang saya po.
I'm very happy.
Pero sa
I didn't expect it, but I'm very happy. Bonjour. He says hi.
And bonjour also, Daddy JP. JP, you know, napapansin ng lahat.
JP, you know what? We realize
mo kahit na may clash. Average
that your heart rate is solo even with your clash.
at kahit apat, tatlo.
Even if it's 4, 5 people, you stay composed.
Talaga yung composure.
How important is your composure?
Importanteng laban.
And especially in a very important match like this.
talaga ako sa in-game.
He says he's focused in game.
No
and-
panicking.
yeah,
The Liquid
It's all good.
And you know, no panicking, even with a slow start. Carl TZ, guys, we hear some noise for the GOAT. Grabe yung kanina, you even gave a maniac.
You even got a maniac.
Pwede mo bang makuha
On the Lancelot.
yung nasa isip mo?
What was going through your mind after that slow start? How did you turn that around?
Yung nangyari doon?
What was the shot call looking like there?
Ano po, shot call kasi sobrang.
Me, I didn't know what the shot call.
Sabi ko lang, isang mali lang nila.
But, you know, he was just waiting for that one small mistake, one window, and we can come back on from this.
League to Paris. But Carl, mabalik ko lang. Your road
Carl,
started.
let's talk about this again. Your road started here in San Juan Arena after you won the SEA Games. Now you have the opportunity to make history again. And now there's a possibility of a repeat of the MPL Championship.
Makes you more excited.
How does that make you more excited?
Pagbigay ba ng prize?
Or how does that boost your pride?
Yung magiging
That you got
panalo.
so many wins.
Mo po, sobrang masaya ako na ano.
Yeah, I'm very happy that we have a chance for a repeat because no one's ever been able to do that before. That's so exciting for the finals.
Yung sumisira sa mga records.
Yeah, you're the one who's breaking your own records.
The one that's going to beat Carl TZ's record. And now Sanford.
And now Sanford.
First 2 games, comfort pick mo. Benedetta.
First 2 games, Comfort Pick Vendetta and Paquito.
Ano ba yung nagpapagana
What?
sa mga heroes ngayon?
What makes those heroes work for you?
Effective. You were dog.
How do you make it so effective in game 1 and 2? He can't point out what is the trick, but what he says, it's all about hero mastery to coaches. That's why you just keep playing it and just keep going.
Also, great job for Sanji. Sanji, bonjour. Anong masasabi mo? Anong mensahe mo?
Sanji, what's your message to the cavalry? We're all here and support you.
Po sa pagpunta, sobrang dami ng kabal
Thank you so much for going. There's so much cavalry here today.
dito sa venue.
Yeah, I love that you guys are going to the venue.
Sa pag-
And a big shout out to my friends and my family and my girlfriend.
Thank you so much. Team Liquid Philippines and Bonjour, Paris! You may now bow, and you may now take your walk-up victory towards Paris. Oh my
my gosh, Thea.
Denise, what a palpitating match because that was an epic comeback, dominating Onyx. But at the end, Team Liquid Philippines continues to prove that they are on a stampede.
And syempre, pag-uusapan to ng lahat at pag-uusapan din ito ng ating casters. Casters, palag na to.
What a well-deserved victory right there. Hats off to Team Liquid, just showing Filipino dominance and why they are one of the best teams in the world.
Man, that's why the crowd, yeah, I think even on the Onyx side, like, did cheer when the Lancelot pick came through. The Carl TZ showcase of Lancelot time and time again. You never get tired of it.
Yeah, but also, again, give props to the Apex Predator, man. This guy stood above everybody else and the clutch moments of this game, staying on top of Savero, staying on top of Super Prince, of Kirk. He basically stopped Onyx from winning a lot of the fights, allowing Sanji, allowing even the GOAT himself, Carl TZ, to find the angles, to find the windows, the comebacks, and the mistakes that they can punish. He was a key ingredient to this comeback from the Cavalry.
Especially that 4-man, 5-man Dark Wave. My goodness, my brain melted after that one.
Even this, like that play that was started by JP kicking Super Prince, man, was the start of them leading to this maniac for Carl TZ because he had to find the right target and he got to Super Prince. Think how difficult of a time, like we were saying this whole time with the Cho, against the Baksha and then now the Atlas, like how hard it is to find those moments. And this is where everybody's brain melted a little bit, man. This is where he goes in. Look at that.
Oh my God.
Ow!
4D, Apex Predator.
Most Phobius would just use the basic attack, go in Dark Wave, but TLPH, especially Sanford, he knew that they could play for a reset, especially after JP died with the immortality, but Onyx, they got overzealous, they tried going in for more, and then Sanford found the one moment, the clutch gene kicked in with an amazing Dark Wave from the Phobius. Very well deserved from Liquid. The crowd is losing it at the moment.
Yeah.
I can't stop grinning myself. I don't know why, man. That just...
It's like you see them play, and again, hats off to Onyx. This was an amazing series, you know, a fantastic series. Oh, I look behind me. I see.
I see what you mean.
Yeah,
We're gonna enjoy this interview, man.
Yeah, I mean, guys,
I'm gonna
like,
so enjoy this.
as much as I enjoyed watching this game, I'm pretty sure a lot of the teams are terrified right now, especially what LaFell mentioned earlier. It's like watching a horror game because now they start to realize Liquid is going to badass everybody. There's this final boss arc again for the Philippines.
The big guy at the very end of the road. That is Team Liquid Philippines. Everyone is just so terrified of them right now, even across the waters.
I don't know, man. There's just so much to talk about when it's Team Liquid Philippines because they all play such a pivotal part in why they're so dominant, why they're so scary to go up against, and why they've been so accomplished. You know, it's not just one guy or one dude or a couple guys. That's what makes that synergy. And that's why all the more while, you know, throughout the season of MPL Philippines Season 17, why Teddy coming into this and making it work in his own way. Like, it has been incredible to watch as well as he's developed.
Yeah, he's so steady. Like, at this point, it's not even a joke. Like, he's just so steady that whenever Liquid needs him, he steps up. He has the items. He has the damage. He can basically supplement what Liquid is lacking. And in this game, everybody just supplemented, complemented each other. The